Mate, what is with all these NRL fantasy podcasts? They all sound the fucking same. Welcome to the echo chamber.
Good evening. Welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm one of your hosts tonight, Bryce. Joining us tonight, we've got a really special guest. He is our resident LGBTQ correspondent, joining us all the way from America. B, how you doing tonight, mate?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Not bad at all, mate. Also joining us tonight is the Ginger from down the south there. How you doing, Rudes?
Great, man. I actually prefer to go by my new title, King of the Podcasters.
King of the Podcast League. Absolutely killing it right now.
Yes, I've taken first spot despite having no hearts. So I'm officially the best podcaster to ever exist, and everyone else should bow down.
Yeah,
I'll give us a proper shout out though. Like, I'm not sure if everyone's aware. There's a big podcaster league that Eddie who's on our podcast on Tuesdays. He organized with all the other podcasters to really hold everyone to account to all the shit they spew. And at the moment, our pod group, the Echo Chamber, has got 3 of the top 5 people are us.
Yeah.
So currently we've got our 5th spot is Paraprodigy from the Casual Athlete. He's got a really nice team. Our 4th spot is Jay-Z, our one and only. 3rd spot is Pump the Hump from D-Gen's. 2nd, Brycey. Mate, you've nabbed a good spot there.
Yeah, mate.
And then yours truly at 1st.
I just also want to say that the 3 of us are the Wednesday regulars that talk absolute fucking nonsense for an hour and a half, half fucking sloshed out of our minds. So, pod's doing good. A few more listeners would be all good, but we'll get there. Yeah. Share it around, people.
Clearly, people need to stop listening to other podcasters because they don't have a clue what the fuck they're doing.
Clearly, we're the only ones that actually know what the fuck's going on. Just a couple of other little quick updates around. Just want to mention the guy that's actually leading our open competition. Our open is making some pretty crazy trades. He's out there. Old Ramster. He traded out Nafu White in the 2nd round. Bet he regrets that a little bit.
Yeah, I must say, Ramster, Rasta Thames top teams.
That's him, Russ.
I'm sure you've heard us call them out for the last few weeks because he's been topping our open league pretty consistently. And he's currently ranked 2nd. So I got a bit bored today and went, let's have a little bit of a geeze at what this guy's done because he's got a bit of an interesting team, some interesting choices. And this man's trades are wild. As you said, Harry Grant and Nafu White out after the first week.
Bit of a rage trade on Grant, surely that was. That was like, get the fuck out of my team.
I actually don't quite know what the move there was. Like, he brought in Jaden Campbell, who'd just gone for bye. He hadn't even seen Jaden Campbell play and went, fuck it, he's coming in.
Like, if that had been just Harry Grant to Humphreys, okay, bite the bullet. You don't think Harry's going to do well, but the White to Campbell trade, White played really well the first week.
Oh, he didn't. He started slow. He got 43.
That's still what we expected from him.
Yeah, which is, again, that's 10 points of value.
Yeah.
You're not trading him for sure.
I think that's a bit of a rough call on old White. And after his couple of 60s he's had, he's probably kicking himself. But...
Yeah, so Rasta, if you're still listening, mate, please drop a comment down below and explain what the fuck you're doing to the rest of us.
The rest of your trades, I think, are fucking pretty much genius, mate. You went Duffy and Lucas when he got injured to the Horse and Wong. You're a Wong believer. Fucking well done on that, mate. Bateman out. Purdue, you traded him before he actually got a good score. Bit unlucky, but we all fucking got rid of Purdy around that point. That was to Couch and KK. And then you traded out Ruben Garrick last week, which I think is... I don't know, man.
I actually don't mind that.
Yeah, but you're a Garrick hater.
I am a Garrick hater, but also that was Garrick having made pretty much 100k.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's used him as a cashy and then upgraded him to Nathan Cleary, which he didn't start with. I
think he actually downgraded him to Jenkins and upgraded Sandon to Cleary. That's how I look at that trade. But anyway.
It still ends up in the exact same result. But yeah, Rasta's a genius and we all need to be more like him, even though he hasn't saved a single trade.
Yeah. B, what are your trades this week?
Once again, I'm double trading. Haven't saved a single one so far, and I will continue not to do so.
We
But
get like 4 million of them this year, right? So you may as well.
yeah, which is good because I have no intentions to
Just slow down.
save any at all. Yeah. Anyway, so this week I'm going Cole out and Humphreys out. I'm bringing in Egan and Wong. I'm a believer.
Oh, he's a believer. He thinks he's going to get the
I'm a believer.
points. Roots, what's your shit show looking like this week, mate?
It's a call out to Egan. I think that's going to be the most popular trade of the week. And if you're not making that, you probably should be if you don't have Egan. And then I've got old mate Humphreys. At the moment, I'm going to Fogarty, but I'm not 100% on that quite yet.
Yeah. So I was not a JC believer beginning of the year. I'm still not a JC believer. This is Jaden Camp. By the way, I've been copping shit all week in the Discord. They're saying that my JC and my JZ sounds exactly the same. It doesn't. It sounds completely different, and you mob will need to go get your hearing checked. Anyway, JC is coming into my team this week along with Egan for Cole and Humphreys. So that's my trade. I killed 2 birds with one stone with bringing in Jaden this week. He can act as wing fullback cover and half cover for me.
Well, I think that, like, I'm sure we'll talk about this as we go on tonight, but I think we're getting to the point of the year now where we need to really start turning our mind to, not making trades solely based on, but turning our mind to the fact that Origin is coming, and that round 12 is not looking good to start already.
It's 7
And
weeks
Titans
away.
can't play. Yeah, but a lot can happen in 7 weeks, and yes, we do get 3 trades as of next week, but I'm now of the mind that I don't want to be bringing in
Look,
players
yep.
that aren't going to be Origin. Are going to
Now,
be playing in Origin.
I will say this. I remember it might have been last year or the year before, our good friend Fantasy Phil had what we considered a perfect play in bringing in some amazing players pre-Origin. We thought he was going to be set up to absolutely dominate. Do you want to know what happened on Origin? All the players he picked were picked for Origin, even though we thought
Yeah,
they were
no,
never going to make it. So there's players sitting on the fringes here. You know, Ola Kawadu, these players that you're probably going to want over Origin, that you just have to be careful because they could get
I
picked
think
at a heartbeat.
the thing is, like, the one you're talking about, JC, isn't going to play Origin. We know that. He's
No,
not playing round 12,
no,
which is
no.
probably the issue here.
Yeah, but
that I'm trying to get at.
I was talking more of your fringe back rowers and your mids because the mids are going to be
No,
the place that we really get like raped. You know,
there's
May,
definitely.
Horsburgh, Haas, they're all going to go. So
So we'll talk about it as we go through.
yep, yep,
But there's some that you should. I really think you should not be targeting
yep.
at this point of the year, and there's going to be a lot of discussion as we continue on about whether you should be bringing them in or not, and what the potential risks are. Given, I think it's really the big concern that we're going to have is the New South Wales coach being
Yep.
a new one, and I think there's a discussion about it yesterday. I think a lot of the spots are actually open.
Yep.
Just because there'll be a new coach who will want to change some things up, even if they won last year.
Right.
Especially with the ladder being what it is. Anyway, let's
Yeah,
get
it's
into it.
close. We'll get into it. Quick recap on last week. B, we just talked some shit for a little bit here. So the first game, Raiders, the Sharks. Everybody tipped the Sharks except for Jay-Z. He went with the Raiders. He thought they were going to get up last week, and it certainly happened that way. Do you just want to take it away and give us a recap of that game, really? Because I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it, didn't you?
Mate, I absolutely loved it. I'm a big fan of losing games you should win. I did say when we talked about it on Wednesday last week that if I was a betting man, which I am, I'd put money on the Raiders because they won our bogey team, which I think this game really showed again, given the way we performed. And 2, the Sharks had a lot of big outs, and I think that also really showed. Like how desperately we missed Teague Wilton in this one, and Elisa Katoa, and not Elisa, Sione Katoa.
Yeah.
But I do want to give a big shout out. Like, there were 2 really good Sharks players in this game, and one I've talked a lot of shit about previously, Hiroti. When he's come in previously, he's been diabolical at times, but he played phenomenally and was arguably our second best on the pitch. Our best on the pitch in this game, without a doubt, for the Sharks was the ref. He kept us in this match much more than any other fucking person in a Blues jersey did. I don't know how we fumbled that when the ref was trying to hand us the win on the silver platter. There's some serious concerns for the Sharks going forward. Like, we can't attack for shit. The only times we look like we look dangerous is when play gets a little bit unstructured and Hines is running out the back instead of being first or second receiver, which means he needs to go to fullback. Kennedy was diabolical in this game and adds nothing in attack. I like Kennedy because he shows a lot of heart, but he is not a first grade quality NRL player in fullback. There's only one fullback in the comp at the moment that I think is worse than Kennedy, and he's a fucking rookie in Yongi who actually had a good game this week. Sharks, like the team list that came out yesterday, really shows more concerns. And I think Craig Fitzgibbon is a really good coach, but that man can't make a decision unless it's forced down his fucking gullet. And the fact that he hasn't made any changes really speaks to that again. I'm really concerned about where the Sharks is headed, and I don't know how we're going to quite cope against a Manly side that has looked really dangerous.
Yep.
Even without Trebojevic.
Well, the bookies don't agree. They made your favourites. So we'll talk about that when we get to the game. We did all pick last week someone who was going to get sent Shadow Realm because of the whole crackdown, and some of the fucking sin bins were diabolical on the weekend. I'm actually after I watched a few games last week, I decided I was going to start a Monday podcast doing a full review of the weekend, just because how much some of the sin bins pissed me off. So that'll start next week. Hudson Young got binned in this game, and he wasn't one of our three. So we all fucking failed to pick Hudson Young, throwing the old arm out there. That was crazy.
I don't think, was it a sin bin? Maybe. But I think the bigger issue, the one that really pissed me off this weekend with how it went, like, I don't mind having a crackdown on high contact on occasion because I understand why it needs to be. What I fucking hated from this weekend was us getting a set or two away from the penalty and then fucking stopping play and going back to it.
Yeah, pretty bad.
That shit pisses me off.
So, B, the second game of the round, possibly
Mate,
the biggest...
Actually, I've just got a call. I've got to head out.
You got to go? Yeah, convenient.
You guys
Convenient.
have a good time. I will talk to you in a bit.
Last week, I said that the Cowboys upset over the Raiders was the greatest upset in the history of sport. It got topped.
Yeah, righto.
The Cowboys... The Cowboys beating the Panthers has to be the greatest upset in the history of all sport ever. What do you think, B?
Well, my one thing I've been telling everybody is wait till that sexy bald man wearing the number 1 jersey gets back, and we'll see how we play once Dylan Edwards comes back. He is the heart of the team, mate. I'm telling you. People talk about Cleary, people talk about Yo. It is Dylan Edwards. That being said, we fucking suck. How many is that in a row now? 4?
4 in a row, mate.
We haven't won on Australian soil yet.
Yeah.
That's
I see
wild
that.
stat.
Yeah,
I
did see that stat. That was bullshit. Anyway, we've got the Dolphins next week. If we don't win on Thursday night, where is it? Played in Brisbane, right?
If you don't win on Thursday night, you actually fall to the bottom of the ladder. You do realise that, right?
Dylan Edwards is back, though. That's all I care about.
So, I will say this.
Putting 40 on him. You
guys were the best team in this game. By far. Better than the Cowboys, right? If old Lindsay Smith doesn't drop them 2 fucking meatballs on the try line and scores them 2 tries, which he's clearly going to score if he holds the ball, then you guys are going to the half-line break 2 tries ahead, and you come out and you just literally blow us off the park, right? So we weren't the better team in that game. It was just sloppy from you guys, and you just really need to tighten that ship.
That's footy, though.
Yeah, it is footy.
You guys won fair and square.
Yep.
You know what? You need to take some pride in your Cowboys because
dude, we're losing by 50 this week, bro. We're losing by 50 this week. That was our grand final we played last week, bro. That's it.
Stop the count.
Yeah, that's quick. We're not on the bottom. Quick, end the year right now.
Take a screenshot.
Yeah, dude.
Where are you even on the ladder out of curiosity?
We're like, I don't know, man. I'm not looking at that shit. We're not in the top 8.
Two
So,
ahead of us.
yeah,
13th.
two people sent to the sim bin. Tungo and Reece Robson. Reece Robson was the softest fucking sim binning I've seen in a very, very long time. And about halfway through the second half, Isaiah Yo decides he's just going to punch fucking Drinkwater in the jaw as he's fallen to the ground, and it's a penalty 3 sets later, and there's not even fucking reviewed. Then Isaac Targo like tickles somebody in the face, and he gets sent to the bin. It just had me. I was so angry. I was so angry at the game. So yeah, world's greatest comeback. Cleary was the big scorer. I think most of us had Cleary. We all had nobody had the people, so we're all pretty good there. We all tipped the Panthers, apart from me. So obviously.
Built different, mate.
Yeah, built different. Just a fucking dickhead that backs his team no matter what. The Rabbitohs and the Roosters. Roosters coming out with a good win. Fucking Rabbitohs, sorry.
Might I add in there?
Oh yeah, the old forward pass. There's been
Let's-
some conjecture in the
let's-
Discord this week about the forward
Let's not
pass.
say it was a hard-earned win. Let's be real.
Look, let's
Come
just put it down to an Uncle Wayne moment, and that the touchy was too scared to go home that night. So
Mate, I'd probably be the same. I can't blame him.
yeah, so good win for the Rabbitohs
Scary.
over the Roosters. Once again, 2 weeks in a row, the Roosters have literally thrown away a game with their errors. Like, I'm not surprised Shad Townsend's been dropped because he was fucking the worst player in the NRL on the weekend.
It wasn't just their errors though. Like they just looked directionless in attack.
And that's
I
Shad
know it's
Townsend's fault.
I know it's easy to blame the goat Chad, who
Yes,
is
mate.
arguably
The
one of the
goat
best
Chad.
players to
Fuck's
ever
sake.
exist. But actually, I've got nothing. It was probably Chad's
Yeah,
fault.
it was Chad's fault, mate. Like,
I love the
Didn't know
build
where
up
I was
there.
going with that one.
yeah, dude.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's who was the top scorer in that game? Actually, let me have a quick fucking
Wong.
squeeze. Was Wong? Wong with 89. Yeah.
It came down to 80. Thank
80.
God.
Yeah. So all you mob that's going and buying Wong this week, I get to call you points chasers, even though you're probably making a good decision. So that's just where we're at with that.
Thank you.
All right.
Are they though?
I don't think they are. I just balance my team. I go with Jaden.
I think we might actually just talk about Wong now. Because I think this is probably one of the more hotly
Yeah, let's do it.
contested buys of the week. I think everyone else who's buying, like if you're buying an Egan, everyone understands that he's a good cash cow. If you're buying another keeper, there's a good value here. People are buying Wong, and I understand the reason for it. They're saying that he's got the 80-minute slot locked down because he's looked so good, and he has looked good at times. Like he looked phenomenal in this game. But I don't know if he's actually got this 80 minutes locked down like everyone thinks he does. Like everyone's saying, oh, Collins is gone for 6 weeks, therefore Wong plays 80. I don't know if that's as directly related as people think it is.
I think that's the wrong way to look at it.
I think his break
Green and
evens.
Collins, I don't know.
I think it's more his break evens for. He's going to get at least mid 40s at like bare minimum. Like he should get 50s for you, but he's going to get you mid 40s, and that makes you money. That makes you 100k before Collins is back, even in the mid 40s. So,
Origin, bro, he's gonna be so valuable, because half that team's going out to Origin. I'm assuming Watson will be gone.
But
Collins.
how many Roosters
Gus.
can you hold though? When their buy comes, like a few of us
Yeah, that's
have
the
fair
problem.
few Roosters. Like I
Well-
know I have Toya, I have Watson, I have
Yep.
well,
White.
Watson's a trade, right?
Watson will be a trade beforehand.
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to.
So will Sandon, right?
Well,
I sold Sandon already.
So
Sandon's
everybody's the
gone.
same. Oh, I
That's
already
fine.
have.
Toya might be like he could potentially be a keeper at centre.
So-
I'm in no rush to get rid of him.
So do you have White though, B?
I don't, mate.
So
I'm very sad.
that's my thing, right? I own White, and I think White's just locked down his front row prop spot for the rest of eternity. He is way safer than what Wong is, and I feel like I can only realistically maybe carry 2 Roosters through this period, and I want one of them to be Toya. So if I have Toya White, there's no real space for a iffy Wong in my team.
I think you can get through
That's
with
fair.
3 Roosters. I think 3 will be fine.
Well, it depends, man, because
Carrying the 4th is the issue.
all their buys are big weeks. So they're not a 13-week where you can carry a couple of extras. So all their buys are on weeks you've got to put 17 out. And if you've got a niggly injury and you've got 3, and you end up with someone getting a HIA and you've got a niggle and then you've got 3 Roosters, what are you doing?
I think that's fine. Like again, their second buy isn't till before the second big buy. Like as long as you can get through round 10, you can then probably offload one halfway through the origin period. Like realistically, that's what you're probably going to do. Like if
Oh.
for whatever reason you end up keeping White that long,
I
which I'm not convinced you should,
I have a rule.
you'd probably offload Wong White about halfway through origin.
I have a rule
Whereas
during
Wong-
Origin. It's 2 players per team, and that's it. Unless they got no buys.
Fair enough, but I understand Wong if you're getting him as a cash cow. I can kind of see it. Like there's probably going to be value there. Like I think Wong's gonna have a really big score this week because as Jay-Z and Eddie talked about yesterday, Broncos edges suck. Like Wong's running it. I think it's Gozzy and Hunt, which is like running it fucking wet toilet paper. He's gonna go for a try this week.
Lethal
The
edge.
lethal combo.
It's lethal.
So
the missed tackle machines.
how good was Gozzy last week?
Well,
Getting a 5 in 60 odd minutes or whatever it was he played. Brilliant, mate.
Have you considered therapy?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'm not convinced on Wong. Like he's had a really good run of games here. If he drops down to 60 minutes, does he make it 100k? Is that guaranteed? Like the ones he's like
Well,
game
if
one,
he
got
averages
30.
50 over the next 3 weeks, which is you could probably see him get a 50 average over the next 3 weeks with some bigger minutes. You know, you got Victor the Inflictor coming back from injury or head knock or whatever the fuck it was that he's coming back from to ease him in. I can see him probably getting 80 definitely for the next 2 weeks. He scores really well when he does play 80. I can see him getting a 50 average over the next 3 weeks and making 100k. I can't see that. That's not like crazy talk. You're not hoping. That's a probability.
I think I hate you. I think you actually might be convincing me to get Wong over Fogarty.
Well, so
It's a quick cash play.
Do it, mate.
what is your
Join
plan?
us.
Well, what is your plan with Fogarty? Hold him all year.
No, so my mindset with Fogarty is I need a half really. Like I don't desperately need one, but I'd like a half because with Humphreys and Cole going down, my half cover because I have Cleary and Munster is JC. I don't plan on moving out of.
Well, that's what I've got.
Fullback.
That's why I brought him in this week.
Yeah, so realistically, I'd like half cover so I don't have to move JC because I don't want JC playing anywhere that's not wing fullback realistically because the other options for wing fullback for me to play are dog shit.
Yeah.
So my
mean,
mindset is I should bring in a half, and of the halves that are going to play round 12, he's the one that's a great option right now because he's going to put up consistent scores
Yep.
and he's going to play round 12. The only other options that we play round 12 are going to be Nico Hines, who I think is still too expensive, and I don't think Sharks are playing well enough to warrant Hines. I don't think he's doing enough in the Sharks to warrant Hines.
Yep.
And Burton, who's not a buy for another 3 weeks because he's still coming back from injury. He's on buy this week, and he's going to lose more money with a high BE.
well,
So if I'm going to buy a half, Fogarty's the logical decision for that reason.
there's a lot of people agreeing with you, mate. Like 2.3% have already brought Fogarty in, so he's the 4th highest traded in person at the moment. So a lot of people out there agreeing with you. Yeah, I don't discount it. We'll just quickly run through these last few games so we can get into the preview and actually make sense of what we're talking about. So we just did the Roosters, Rabbits, good wins to the Rabbits.
Good wins. That's funny. Sorry, said out loud.
It was a good win to the Rabbits, mate. Fucking Uncle Wayne there, doing what he's doing. Eels versus the Dragons, mate. I asked in the potty last week, did the Eels have a chance? And I was shot down. The return of Big Dill Brown, showing what $13 million over 3 or 5 years, whatever, 10 years, whatever the fuck they're paying him, is worth.
That's so gross. That's
Right?
gross.
Big
Too much money.
Isaiah, we did call it. Jay-Z come out and said that Isaiah was going to have a big fucking game, and he did. Came out, got himself a try, got himself a 60, done really well. if you're a Hopgood owner, you're probably looking for some rope at this point, aren't you? You'll
Mate,
get,
I'm fucking spewing. I'm spewing.
yeah. We'll talk about Hopgood when we come to the Eels team in a minute, mate. But yeah, you're not happy with 37.
I think I should probably make a quick PSA while we're talking about the Drags and Eels game and apologise with Jay-Z and I talking everyone out of Egan and saying
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
think he gets the minutes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
He
fuck
came out
you,
and
really.
killed it. So
Halfway-
we're eating our real humble pie and bringing him in this week.
Halfway through the game, I was sent a message. You motherfuckers believers yet? And it was just like, yeah, sorry, Bellas. So
I must say, I'm just surprised that Shane Flanagan's given him a dual role as a rookie. And it's working really well. So
and before
Egan looks like a goer.
we probably should have picked it because before the game he had an interview and they probably spoke about Egan for about 15 minutes in the interview about how good of a player he was and how he was going to be a fucking Dragons for life and all this sort of shit. So yeah, good player. Bring him in. That's your cash cow of the week, right there. You cash down Dylan. He's your number one man to go with.
I'm not too sad to miss Egan because I did make a last minute trade this weekend. When Nawa went out injured, Marky Nawa came up with a calf injury, so I instantly got onto someone I've been talking so much on this podcast about, someone I really wanted but couldn't get the money to do so, and that was Toby Couchman.
Yeah, the big couch.
Who absolutely killed it in this game.
Yeah, I was on the couch too. 1 ppm in 69. Fucking big pain half minutes. Showed the props how it's meant to be done. Really good work from
Have you
him.
got the couch?
Mate, all preseason. You'll probably hear that from me a million times, but fuck, I had him all preseason and then dropped him.
Oh no,
So pissed, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him back in because I'm not getting him this week. So we'll see what happens.
that is rough, mate.
It
Shit.
is.
I just also want to point out something about one Clint Gutherson. He was averaging 55 this year in his 4 games. Admittedly, he did score 2 tries, but 55 this week. I think if that keeps up, old Jay-Z's going to have a bit of humble pie to eat after his comments with him in the preseason.
Jay-Z was talking him up a lot last night, and I think the reason that Jay-Z provided as to why Gutho's scoring so well, I think, is really hits the nail on the head. And it's the fact that the halves combo in the Dragons,
Shit.
absolute
That's
shite.
shit, mate. Yeah, and we've seen
Everything is going through Gutho. Like before, we'd see Gutho, as Jay-Z said, being the second pass before the TA, the try assist. Now
Yeah, it's
Gutho
the
has
TA.
to do the try assist,
Yep.
otherwise the try is just outright
Yep.
not being scored.
Yep.
So Gutho's really benefiting from the fact that the Dragons team just kind of sucks.
We've seen this at the Eels when Moses went down too, though, right? Gutho all of a sudden became a fantasy relevant because he was getting involved with that pass. So, we keep getting sidetracked and we got to fucking get through these games. Otherwise, this is a 7-hour pod. Next game we had would have been a shit show where the almighty Titans, the best fucking team in Queensland, as Beluga kept sprouting for a fucking week, got absolutely humbled by the Dolphins. I was the only man that came out and backed the mighty fucking Finns for Fins up. It was pretty much domination by the old Dolphins. It's an interesting game. Saifidi out there with a big 80, 70 minutes with a try, top scorer. So, yeah, bit of humble pie there for the old Tits fans. Smashed
Kids
it
won
home.
this game after Tino got binned in the first minute.
And then Tino still scored 61. So, like, Tino still scored really well. So, yeah, watching Tino and what he's doing with his life, because that was a good score from him. Then
Did you catch this game, B? B, did you catch this game?
I did not catch this game. I'm just looking at the fantasy scores now. I don't realize Plath had such a good game.
Yeah, Plath played lock. He didn't play second row.
Plath is averaging a try every second game at the moment. I
Yep.
think his
Okay,
average
so-
of 53 is really inflated.
Is that why you guys were laughing at Thorsky's message the other night? Because I
Yeah.
saw something that you said that you wanted to bring in for Origin. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds like a pretty
Yeah.
fucking good idea. And everyone's laughing. I was
Yeah,
like,
they
what
were,
the
dude.
fuck?
They're like talking shit, but Plath played lock and he played back how he was, mate. I am
You know what?
100%
I'll
watching
back him.
Plath.
I'll get him too.
Yeah.
If you pick him up, I'll grab him.
Because I'm telling you right now, round 12 hookers, fucking shit show unless
It's
something
fucked.
changes.
It's so
So
fucked.
I'm 100%
Yeah,
on my boy Plath if I can squeeze him in.
I'm with you, mate.
Yeah, thanks, B. Can count on you. Next game after that was another bit of a whitewash. Broncos running all over the the Tigers. Even with Big Rennie going down just after half time, they still went on with it. Really low scores for our two captains in this game though. Haas and May, did either you get cucked with Haas and May this week?
No, I captain Cleary,
Yeah,
like the
smart
big
man.
boy I am.
B?
Also, I don't own
Mate,
Haas.
this was a fucking. I did catch this game. Fucking painful. All week talking about Haas versus May, the big battle of the beasts, and then
The
they both
ethos.
shit the bed. Haas barely played, and May just did not look himself at all. And yeah, I ended up captaining May. So if you look at it, I got a 9-point win over the Haas captainers. So
Yeah.
that's my small win from the week.
That's
This was a big win for me. I spent the entire week manifesting a low Haas score, and lo and behold, it finally came.
Fuck you.
This week, I'm
Well
manifesting
done,
a
mate.
Haas injury
Well
once
done.
again.
oh,
So,
mate. Look,
You're a witch. You're a witch.
yeah, bitch is what I'd say. Look, I think it was an interesting game because it was not a lot of ball in the middle of the park. It was spent a lot on the edges, right? So interestingly enough, it was only 25 tackles for Haas, well on the lower, and it was only 32 for Tyrrell May in 70 minutes. So you expect bigger numbers down the middle for these two teams, but they just played a little bit wider, and that's why we ended up with these shit scores. A
this
lot of
was a
time
great
under them.
game. This was just a great footy game. It just wasn't a great fantasy game. Like
Yep.
the
Yeah.
scores were just dog shit across the board. Like Seyfarth here put up a stinker of a score, much to everyone's disappointment. Even though I do want to point out he outscored both of the Broncos' edges combined, so he's still a goat. We love Seyfarth, but he put up a crappy 30 score despite having like the third most tackles in the game.
Yep.
Just because the ball wasn't in play enough.
Just
and when
wasn't in play.
it
Wasn't in the middle.
wasn't.
Yep.
Yeah. So I wouldn't take too much stress here on anyone in this game, except Haas. If you have Haas, you should be rage selling him right now and calling it a day.
Ha!
But
Troll bait. That is fucking bait if I've ever heard it. Right. In this game, we all went Broncos. That ended up happening. So all good there. Manly Storm. Pretty much expected Storm to come out and perform. There's a little bit of talk about, you never know with these what are they? The fucking Battle of Brookvale or where the fuck it is. But it ended up just being a whitewash.
whenever Storm loses, there's one thing you do: you take out a second mortgage and you go put it on Storm 13 plus for the next game.
Yeah,
No
they
matter
came.
what.
Fantasy scores weren't amazing for the Storm for the amount of points they scored. I will say that they spread the love. 48 points. You'd expect someone to go pretty big. And Grant Anderson did get a hat trick, but he also only got a 56. So
Storm also took the foot off the pedal in the last 20, taking players off and whatnot.
and
This
I'll
could have been closer to 60.
I'll also
It
say
should have been.
that my main man Ruben Garrick got absolutely fucking robbed. I rewatched the footage. Absolutely fucking robbed, right? That's fucking an 18-point try for Ruben.
Going up against the brown paper bags.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking cheating
Fucked.
cunts.
Absolutely fucked. I'll tell you what though, I will tip whoever the Storm are playing every fucking week. I don't care if I go a whole season without getting a perfect week on tips. I will be tipping whoever the Storm are playing. The most overrated bastards in the league. I'm telling you.
We'll talk about the Storm's next game and see what exactly.
I just want to give one more shout out to a great player who played this game, who scored a try this game, much to Eddie's satisfaction, was Jack Howarth, who still has not put up a score above his price.
Look, at least he got the try. Like, if he doesn't get the try, he's losing more money. Poor old Jack. They're talking about putting him on the fucking emergencies this week. It's like, you brought this guy to be a fucking starter for the rest of your year, and you're talking about putting him in the emergencies. Come on, fellas, what are you doing? Yeah, poor Jackie Howard. He hasn't had the best time. He'll get better. He'll work into the year. Have some faith.
He just needs a half that'll give him the ball.
Yeah.
And
I don't
unfortunately
think
for
it's that.
him, both of his halves suck.
I think the issue is there's just that much strike power in this team that they're not going to be going to Mr. Howarth
You know?
every time they're close to the line. They're going to go left, right, center. They're going to go to every other odd direction. He's just not going to get enough consistent ball on the try line.
Yeah.
He has to actually go hunting for the work, and that's really the question. How when you're at work, do you go hunting each day for work? No, you have an on and off week each week. I think there's real concerns. If you're a Howarth owner, I'd be leaning sell.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm not a health owner. I'm not going
That's
to put
rough.
I'm not going to put my 2 cents in there. We do need to get to the Bulldogs game against the Knights, who lost the player
the
to
Dogs.
a calf injury running
Fuck
out
the
onto the
Dogs.
field. I can't remember the last time I heard about someone doing a calf running onto the field. That was like fucking D grade rugby league last time I seen that happen. And
Who was it?
it's Fidi pinged a calf running
Oh,
onto the
no.
field.
So Fidi walked onto the pitch, saw the Dogs players, went, "Nah, none of this,
Yeah.
please," and then walked back
Oh,
off.
my calf.
Fuck.
And then they had
That's rough.
who had the HIA Schiller first minute or something. It was
Hmm.
they lost. They were
I did
they
see
were
that.
down. They were down to one player on the bench. He was just no good for the Knights. They were never in this game just based on the player. In fact, they had no players. You know, Leo
do
Thompson,
want-
72 minutes.
I do want to point out this is the second week now where Dogs have won. And it's been over a team that they've ended up with 2 or less players just out of the game in the first half.
Yeah, right. So you think there's something behind this then, Ridge? You like?
I think Mahoney's a dog and should be shot.
Yeah, right. I'm down with this. Look, the other thing I noticed about this
Did he
game.
injure?
fuck.
Did he injure Daniel Safidi as he walked on the pitch?
fucking
Probably not, but I think Mahoney
There's
had
some-
something to do
needled
with
him.
It was
Needled him
some
as
voodoo shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Jabbed him with a needle. Look, mate, your boy Blake Taft got on the field. 3
I know,
minutes.
I thought when Taff came on, they were really going to put the sword to the
That's-
Knights, but
That's how bad they disrespected the fucking Knights. They brought Blake Taft on. Look.
Whoa. That's the future Dally M you're talking about.
Look,
I heard he
fellas,
got 6 points for that 3 minutes.
he got 1 point, mate. What are you on about?
I heard he had 8 offloads, but they just didn't get tracked on the stats.
On the sideline on the bench where he sat the whole game. Look,
Oh, come on. Whoa.
big Presto, 57 innings, 80. He's got to be a big option for everyone next week. I am fucking hard as for him.
I've got him locked in as a trade next week. Even if Seyfarth comes out with a big score, I think I'm probably going to force the trade.
I'm probably going to go Chig Wilton to Preston, to be honest.
I'd rate that as just as much. I think Preston's going to be so crucial for the Origin period.
But he's someone that I can see being
He
selected
makes-
for Origin, bro.
He'll make Origin.
Yeah, that's what I was saying
concerned.
before, right? He's playing
Yeah,
that
he
well.
will.
That
He'll be
is,
in the squad, I reckon.
yeah, he's gonna be a smoky, man.
I think he'll be a smoky, but I'd be very surprised. Like realistically, if we look at New South Wales edges, you have to think no matter what, Liam Martin has
Gus.
to lock one of them down. Because Liam Martin is even in all of the.
You mean
Panthers
the
losses,
bottom of the
he's
table,
phenomenal.
Panthers, Liam Martin? That's
Yeah.
the same guy.
Keep
Okay.
going, Rosalie. Keep going.
Yeah, Liam Martin, you have to imagine has one locked down. Angus Crichton is probably less certain because he's played pretty great, but he hasn't
I
been
feel like
as
they love him.
consistent.
Yeah.
But I think you're with you that he's such a consistent mainstay. I think he'll still get it, and you'd imagine that
Agreed.
it'd be the bench spot that's more open. I'd be surprised if they chose a motor like Preston over someone like Olukuatu who can have a much more impactful role in a short stint. Like, yeah, there's probably some danger here that Preston could go Origin.
Yeah.
But I think in comparison to some other options that are on that edge fringe category like Preston is, he's probably the least risky of actually ending up in Origin.
Yeah. So
I think you take the punt and go for it.
Preston is such a defensive force. He is such a good defender that I can see them starting the game with him and then bring Ola off the bench. Because that's disgusting for me as a Queenslander. If they're playing fucking Nanai and then 2 are running at Nanai, I'm just not even going to watch the game because that's game over. Like, wow, you know what I mean? So
I get you.
I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but about the whole Preston thing. But when do you reckon they start blooding him and just like bring him into camp?
yeah,
Because
He'll be in
even then,
camp.
doesn't he? You reckon he will be?
yeah.
Yeah.
Has
He
to
won't
be,
miss a
man.
game for
So-
being in camp.
So the only thing that he'll be at risk of missing a week is if he's 18th man or playing, right? So like
Yeah.
if he's just in camp and then leaves, he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Okay.
have good money that they won't put a Dogs man at 18th after how much of a hissy fit Dogs threw up last year about berthing
Yeah,
Bird.
with
18th.
Birdo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they
And
did
I
that to
think
Dogs again.
normally the 18th man's not an edge or a forward. It's a utility
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
So
who can actually play more than
Yeah.
one position,
Yeah.
which I don't think Preston really fits
No,
into that multi-tool.
he could. You know what?
purpose.
You can shoot him on into the middle somewhere, but that's about it.
Mm.
We'll get into next week's games. The first game of round 6 is tomorrow evening, up in Queensland. It's the
Here we
Finns versus the bottom of the ladder Panthers. You guys are red hot favourites for whatever reason. You've lost 4 in a row. You haven't won in Australia, but apparently you're red hot favourites against the Finns who are above you on the ladder. So,
Are they above them on the ladder?
I don't know, man. I'm just talking
Fuck, they
shit.
are.
Oh,
Yeah.
righto,
Yeah, they've
righto.
got a better
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
goal difference.
They are too. They are, mate. I was gonna say it'd be pretty fucking rare if they weren't, mate.
That's wild.
We're putting
I'll take it back,
56
B.
on
Your
them.
team sucks.
So are we?
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
I'm tipping. I'm with you, mate. I'm tipping the Panthers this week. I think
Write it down.
It
56 points.
has to happen, right? Panthers have to have the comeback here.
Oh, you'd have to imagine so. With Edwards back, Edwards is such a big in.
Yeah.
Now,
Pretty much a full squad, bar my boyfriend, but everyone else is back.
yeah. How long is Toe out for, bro?
Oh, I
4
think
more
he comes
weeks.
back round 9, bro. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Round
right.
9 or 10. It's
Yeah, it
fucked.
was 4 to 6 weeks. What this is now?
Bit of
Well,
talk.
this is only the first week.
Bit of talk today about Mr. Thomas Jensen. Is he actually going to play center, or are they going to fucking late switch him to the wing again? Thoughts on that?
Shit, I reckon they might do the old late switch again.
I'm not too
I'm
fussed.
still playing him.
If he plays wing or plays center, I don't give a shit.
As long as
Because
he
he's
plays.
not
Yeah,
playing
I'm with
against
ya.
Hobie Farnworth. Hobie
Yeah.
Farnworth is on the other side of the pitch, where I'd like him to stay.
True. Very
That's
true.
all that really matters to me here.
Yeah.
Because
That's a
if
good
Jenkins
point.
was up against Farnworth, I don't care if he was playing center or wing, I would not be playing Jenkins this week.
Yeah, Avarilla's
Yeah.
an okay defender, but he's not the world's
Saka's
greatest.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say Saka's actually a good defender,
They're not mugs.
but
He's just not Herbie.
he's not going to be missing tackles like Hobie would
Yep.
inflict on his poor soul.
Yep.
I think Jenkins is fine. I think the other thing is Jenkins is going to be pretty much everyone that owns Jenkins is probably going to be playing him this week.
Yep.
Because they're expecting a Panthers drumming here. They're expecting that bounce back game. So I think there's not really much downside in playing Jenkins, even if he puts up a bad score. I think there's a lot more downside if you don't play him and Jenkins puts up a good score.
Yeah. I expect a bounce back. I expect a huge score from Panthers and Dolphins to really struggle in this game, even though they're at home. We really be watching Max Plath in this and see how he goes now that he's named at 13, back home where he belongs and not on the edge. That fucking experiment's completely stopped, which is fucking amazing as far as I'm concerned.
What are your thoughts on Aikatoa?
I think he's a brilliant player. I think he plays in a shit team.
I know a couple people were quite keen on him as a buy.
I don't say no.
I don't say no, but I'm
Alright.
also just minded that if you're going to buy a half and you're trying to buy a half this round 12, just buy Fogs. I think
50,
Fogs is the
50.
better one.
I think he's the same as Fogarty. It's a 50.
His
I
base
think
is
it's-
crazy, bro.
It's 50 base, man. He's got literally 50
Yeah.
base.
I understand, but
That's
he's also
insane.
averaging like 160 run meters a game at the moment.
Yeah, but
which
that's
I
his-
don't think
that-
is sustainable.
It's 113, and
Ah,
That could be a reason you buy him over Fogs though. He's
Yeah.
younger, runs more.
yeah. I don't blame anybody if they pick up Katoa. Brilliant young player. He's only going to get better. Whereas Fogarty, you know what you get with Fogarty, right? I will say, Fogarty Straw, fucking easier than what
Much nicer.
Katoa's is.
But Penrith Melbourne doesn't spice you up.
Yeah, I'm not enthusiastic about them 2 games, but he'll get 50 in base because that's what he does, right? So,
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I'd do it. I think that there's probably there might be more upside here because there's potential for more attacking stats.
Yep.
But I just like the consistency and safety of Fog. The only thing you have to be concerned with Fog about is if he goes down in age.
Age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so we're all on the Panthers to win. They're going to come out and pump it. Give me a big score in this game. Who's coming out for us, B?
For the Panthers game?
Any game, yeah. Any person in the Panthers game who's scoring top score.
Ooh. Tell you what, mate. Dylan Edwards,
Big
73
Eddies.
points on return.
Edwards.
Yep, 73.
All right.
Book it.
Fuck it. Big call. Roots.
I think I'm gonna just be safe and logical and back Cleary here. I'm very close to capturing him. The only reason I'm on the offense of not doing it is just because it's a Thursday game.
Thursday curse.
I don't like the
Curse.
Thursday curse, mate. You're asking for it.
Yeah. B, you
Like-
putting the C on Cleary or?
No, mate. I'm gonna back May again.
Yep. Okay.
Unwillingly. Yeah.
Rightio. I think the biggest score in this game is going to be. You know what? He's got to keep it going. It's going to be Plathy. He's going to get another try
Big
just to piss you off, mate. It's part of his base, mate. Right.
Maxi boy.
Max, the try scorer, Plath. Right. Moving into the next game. Dragons and the Tits. 5:30 or 6 o'clock on Friday. Wynn Stadium. Dragons are fucking hot favourites to beat the Titties after their dismal performance last week. What do you reckon? Tits have to turn it around and perform better. What do you reckon?
Really, this is your team, mate.
Yeah, really, you're the fan, mate.
Tits
Go on.
13 plus.
Tits 13 plus, mate.
Tits 13
Holy
plus.
shit.
Wowza.
The thing is, Tits don't win. If they win, they win convincingly. They're not gonna win a tight game.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah,
but
it's not going to be a drop goal.
no. I guarantee their halves don't know how to do that. It's gonna be run the ball and score, or we fucking lose.
Right, so I think they're going to get dragged into an arm wrestle, and that's what the Titans don't like.
True.
That's what the Dragons do, right? They complete really well. They don't make many errors. They fucking defend tight, and they'll grind you into the ground. So
My prediction for that game is De Groot has 400 run meters and breaks the record.
So you're saying De Groot's going to be the biggest fucking scorer of the game, or is that just the
Yeah, he'll break the run meter record and have like 460.
Fucking hell! And who you backing in this game, mate?
Oh, the Tits, mate. 13 plus as well.
Oh my god! Fucking hell, B, you're on one.
Get in there.
Right,
I'm still trying to imagine AJ Brimson trying to do a field goal.
Look, I sold AJ. Any of you guys still holding AJ, or what have you done with AJ?
I've never owned him.
I've got him. I have him.
As I said last week, there is no point to sell AJ. He is making money. As much as you hate it,
he's gone.
He's making money.
I sold him, man.
Like,
I can't deal with that.
I know you did.
40 with a fucking try, bro. That's not me.
That's AJ.
Bro, it's just like Plathy though. He's got his base and.
But he gets 80 when he gets a try, bro. He gets 80 when he gets not a 40.
Yeah, that's fair.
Again,
he just needs 3 of them.
There's no reason to be selling AJ at the moment. I think there's been some improvement in we're seeing him kick a bit more at the moment, which is only good.
Well, I can pick him up when he starts getting above his break even, then, can't I?
Well, he is making money at the moment, from my understanding.
Yeah, his break even's finally at a point where you think he might get it this week. So,
and it's not like I'd put as much money on him to score a try against a Dragons team as I would against a Dolphins or a Sydney Roosters. Like, again, AJ's all just based on attacking stats, and I know you guys say that this will probably get into an arm wrestle, but Dragons let in tries. Like, I think their match against the Storm was definitely an outlier, in a large part due to the weather and them coming off a bye. I think this will be a pretty decent scoring festival.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Going 20 plus.
They let the Eels score 3 tries, so you're not wrong. The Eels haven't been able to score 3 tries in about 3 years, so yeah, you're not wrong.
One more thing on Brimmer real quick. I think the funniest fucking thing for me these past like 4 weeks has been looking at Eddie every time he sends a message on how pissed off he is with having to hold Brimo.
Yep.
He's like, should I hold Brimo? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to fucking hold Brimo. And every week he's held him now. I think he's still got him.
Yeah, he
It's
does. Still
fucking
does.
hilarious.
I jumped. I
love it.
couldn't do it, man. That man's got more patience than me. I was fuck off, cunt. Get out of my team.
I do want to apologize. He is making money, but he's not making money in a positive sense.
No,
he's
dude.
getting back to his initial price.
480 down to 4. Mate,
Hey, steps in the right direction.
Yeah,
look,
he was shaking the non-believers.
Mate, I'll tell you right now. I went Brimson to Jenkins. Jenkins going to make me more money before Brimo starts making money, and then I'll be able to cash down to Brimo from Jenkins.
Yeah, right. Just waste a trade, mate. Waste a trade.
You traded in Gilbert, then instantly traded him out, B. So
Shut the fuck up. The podcast didn't need to know about that.
Okay, secrets of...
Guess what? Number 87th in the world right now, fucking Mr. Cozzy.
Yeah, he's
the big
killing
fella.
it, bro.
He did the exact same thing.
He did.
So,
yeah, Cozzy's washed.
And he is, mate, I'll do whatever he tells me to do with the trades.
He's doing well.
Fucking father of fantasy.
Right.
Okay, so in summary, hold AJ, I reckon, unless you have literally no one else to sell and you need to get a cashy. That's my mindset with AJ.
Yeah, but you don't know
Hold
him.
AJ.
You
He's
don't
going to try every week.
You don't know.
Yeah, no, it's very easy for me to say hold him when I don't own him.
Yeah.
I got rid of the
hold
cunt,
him,
dude.
hold him.
I got rid of
Hold him.
Especially if you're a Haas owner. If you own Haas and you're above me in ranks, hold AJ.
Yeah,
Right.
Righto.
So, Dylan Egan, named him the 17. Don't stress. Bring him in. He's going to get the minutes. He's had the last 2 weeks, I reckon. He's got that spot locked down. They love him. Is young guy, though, so they may have to rest him at some point, but I don't see that happening before he actually makes his money. I'm on the Dragons. I think they're going to do it. Rudes, who is your fucking scorer?
Nice and simple. I reckon that JC will go off the back of a. I think their forward pack's going to really lift without Tino here. To really, hold the fort down while Tino's out suspended. I think JC will really thrive off the back of that.
I hope so. I hope me bringing him in does not jinx him for the rest of the people that have owned him since round 1 or round 2, whenever, and he gets like a 12, because that's normally what happens when I buy a player. I'm going to go Couch. I think the big Couch is in for a fucking huge game, so I love Couchman. Just to rub some salt in that wound there, B.
Yeah, thanks.
There is one player that we haven't touched on quite yet. I'll get to him after B gives his top score. Oh, he's always said
he went to Groot, yeah. Go for it, mate.
David Fafita.
Is he starting?
The cock tease. No, he's interchange after the cock tease was starting last week.
So I wonder how Jay-Z feels about that.
Jay-Z's of the mind this lineup won't last, and the Firma will move into center.
Just ask Beluga, he'll know, won't he?
Will come.
Oh, he'll give you some mass. He'll just give you some mass as to why it's definitely not going to happen.
I'm not swayed either way. I think if you own David Rafida, you're kind of stuck with him for the time being because he's getting closer to being a buy. Yeah. I wouldn't be selling him before.
He'll be playing Origin though, won't he?
Yeah,
he won't be playing Origin. He's fucked Davis. We call it Billy Slater's misses, which is why he's not allowed to play.
He'll be there.
He's got to be there.
Yeah.
No, he won't be. I guarantee now.
He has to be, bro.
I'll bet you.
They're not going to play fucking
right
Piakura again. They're not playing Piakura again.
I'll bet you $50 right this second that David Fafita will not be named in the starting.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that, dude. I'll take that. Done. Sorted.
Easy rest.
Yeah. You take it.
Tony Francis, is he the one that they think is dropping out, or is it Sammy?
I don't know who Jay-Z thought it was, but the thing is, one of these guys on the bench, I think it's Armour Howe, is apparently meant to be a second rower. So apparently there's just too many second rowers in this team, is what the concern is.
Okay.
I don't quite understand.
Let's wait and see tomorrow at fucking 6 p.m. and we'll know really soon. The Broncos with the Roosters. Second game on Friday. Broncos red hot favourites against the Roosters that can't fucking buy a win with all of fucking Uncle Nick's money in the world. This has got to be the 2 of the 3 richest clubs going against each other this weekend. So fucking all the big boxes will be sold out. fucking Coke and shit everywhere. It'd be a fucking good time if you're up in one of the owner boxes.
We're never going to get a sponsor. It's either racism, swearing, or drug abuse. It's just one of the three.
Oh, mate. Fucking.
Let's get a sponsor from a gang or something.
Well, I'm pretty sure Penrith's sponsored by 1-4, so we already got that, bro.
I'm just waiting for Ray Showler just to call me up and say you guys are fucked.
Yeah, dude. Look, Teddy with a big game last week. Fucking, I know a couple people grabbed him, brought him in their team. They done well. He got himself a 60. Is a bit of a bounce back and comeback from Teddy. Ready to go.
Like, Teddy's a goer. Like, I know a lot of people have got him in their team. I know one of our Discord mates who we were talking about before, Cozzy's got him in his team. He's probably going to be one of the top wing fullbacks this year.
Yep.
But this is when
He
we're talking
will.
previously about fringe wing fullback, fringe Origin players. I think Teddy's actually in a real serious contention to get back into the Origin side.
Over
No,
Edwards?
mate. There's
Nah, I can't see
no
it.
chance. No chance.
I can't see him getting back over Edwards.
He's been the best fullback in the comp this year at the moment.
Yeah, but that doesn't
Please
matter.
name.
Oh, Jai Gray. Jai Gray has
Yeah.
one.
Actually, I'll give you Dry Gray, but Dry Gray's not getting a call up.
So, look,
But
Teddy hasn't
Dry
scored
Gray's all heart.
Teddy hasn't scored a try this year, and he's averaging 50.
I think there's a real
That's good,
concern
mate.
that Teddy might actually get the call up.
200.
Especially if Panthers go out and lose on Thursday to the Dolphins.
No.
That's not happening, mate. Look, I think if you need a wing fullback this week, and I did play with this idea of getting Teddy over Jaden, just the problem is I don't have another half cover, and Jaden's going to give me both of them. But I love Teddy as a buy. The problem is I've also got fucking 4 Roosters players. Right?
I'm of the mind that you don't buy Teddy until Origin is.
But this
the next round.
is the cheapest he's going to be. So if you want to get him at a basement price, you've got to get him now.
He's not going to make 200k though, is he? I feel like this
Probably
man's not.
150. If he averages 50, he gets there, man.
Shit. I feel like he's got a couple 30s in his game.
So what do you mean? He's priced at 50 at the moment.
Yeah, it'll go up, dude, with the way that the fucking
It'll
once
go
that
up.
once
It's
that
not going to go up by like 50k. He's going
'Cause he
to
will-
average
but
between
he-
like 45 and 55.
But he will get a
That's sort of
try.
around this price. He will.
He will get a try and he'll get an 80 odd, and that'll bring his break even down, and then he'll shoot up, right?
Okay, but
I'm not saying he's going to
just
stay there. He's just going to shoot up there.
Just for context, his next 6 games are as follows: Broncos, who put 50 on them before; Panthers, who we think will be a better side now that Edwards are back; St. George, probably a good game there; Dolphins. Oh no, sorry. Actually, go back to St. George game. The St. George game is Anzac Day, which St. George always aims up for.
Yeah, that'll be a
Dolphins.
good game.
That will be probably a blowout for Teddy. Then they've got the bye, and then they've got Canterbury, Bankstown, who's the best defensive team in the comp at the moment. And then they're into the actual bye, which it's probably about the time you actually want to be buying them, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I'm
He's
not
not going to make 50 to 60k off this price with that lineup.
see, you're thinking Brisbane are actually a good defensive team. They're not. So he's gonna score points against the Broncos. He just is. So I agree with
you're right.
the Panthers game's probably a dodgy one, right? Because they're probably going to get blown out in that game, a bit of revenge. But
I'm thinking there'll be a good score in here. I'm just going to say it's going to fluctuate. He's not going to go up, up, up. He's going to sit around 680k, which is what he's priced at.
Yep.
Plus or minus about 30k each way, which I think is a perfect sacrifice to make to get him closer to Origin and rule out any potential of him getting injured, getting concussed,
His
being
break-
called up to Origin for whatever reason.
yeah, his break even is 44. So if he doesn't go huge against Brisbane, you can wait until after the bye. If he does go huge against Brisbane, though, you're going to have to make a move. Otherwise, you're waiting until Origin.
That's what I'll be doing.
Yep.
He'll be so good over that period, though. Like,
Yeah.
in a
He'll be
perfect world, if Edwards is in and everything,
Hmm.
all those big buy rounds, it's going to be fucking
You would
good.
imagine Edwards gets it, but I think there's a
Has
real
to be,
risk
bro.
that he could get back into it. Like, he's played out of his skin this year and has looked phenomenal on the pitch.
So-
Anyway, I think we should move on from Tesco.
Yeah, well, who's actually who's winning this game? Broncos? You're all on the Broncos?
Bronx.
I'm a big believer in if you've just beat someone, they beat you the next time.
Well, they've never won.
reckon-
I don't think they've ever won 2 in a row against Roosters either.
Yeah, I reckon Roosters win this game, and I reckon it'll be a convincing win as well.
Fair. Hat trick for Wong.
I actually reckon Wong scores this game. I don't like it. Like,
How can he not score?
But he's going
Yeah,
up against.
bro, who's he
Gosney,
running at?
Going up against Hunt.
Yeah, it's
Gosney and
fucked.
Hunt. Like Hunt cannot tackle if an edge runs at him. Like he's
Yeah, bro.
useless. Yeah, no, I reckon Roosters will convincingly win this. I also reckon Toy is probably due to try this game as well.
Yeah, Toy needs to try.
He's been so good without him though too. It's awesome.
Yeah. I'm backing. I'm gonna back the Roosters, man. I'm gonna back the Roosters. Fuck it. I don't like Brisbane at the best of times. Definitely don't like them tonight. Did you both back the Broncos? Sorry, had a bit of a.
No, I went Roosters.
Roosters.
I went Bronx.
Yeah. Now, who's the big scorer from? Is Reece Walsh going to bounce back and actually do something with his life? No.
We all just said
Fuck
Roosters win
no.
this. I don't think Broncos Walsh is going to benefit off the fact that Roosters are going to beat them.
What is his problem? Is he just trying too hard? Trying to do too much?
He was a bitch.
Well, I mean, this is definitely the worst year he's played.
I have a theory, okay? So Madge came into training, Madge is a drill sergeant kind of coach, and he's told, all the players that, harden up a little bit and whatnot. And one of the rules he implemented was that players aren't allowed to get their fingernails painted. And one of the big sufferers of that rule was Reece Walsh, who used to love having his fingernails painted. So I think that's directly
By his
correlated to
daughter.
his tries. Yeah, by his daughter.
Yeah. Fucking hell, cunt. You make it out like he was going down getting a petty and a medi, mate. Fucking Jesus. All right.
Well, for all we know, let's not act like we know his personal life. He could be.
He's down there with Ponga, getting the white powder gun. Big Shiver. This motherfucker is still in the team. He's doing really well. I keep saying this every fucking week. He was the most average person to play the game. I'm so impressed with him this year.
You say he's doing really well. He got 26 last week with a try.
Look, yeah, mate, he is doing well.
He's made good money, but if you played him last week, you'd be fucking livid.
Well, you're probably selling him this week.
I reckon you should probably be considering it.
Yeah.
Look, but
he only got
Shiver that I love is he has one of the most beautiful beards in the comp, and that goes a long way.
I've seen some memes with like people getting like the fucking stencils and shaving their shit to look like him and stuff, bro. Look, if he only got 83 run meters last week, that's really like not normal for what he's averaged throughout the year. And if you get him up to his average, he actually got a 35, which you're not worried about.
In all fairness, that was a bad game again last week for Broncos v.
Yep.
I don't think you'd be selling Shiver.
No.
I don't think you'd be playing him as the counter argument though.
Oh, against the Roosters. Who's he running at? Billy Smith?
Yes, he would be, and he'd have Angus Crichton running at him.
He's probably going to get some more floats, bro. He's probably going to go all right. Yeah, I don't know,
Billy
man.
Smith is a really good defender.
Yeah, but Angus Crichton is going to just run clean over fucking whoever the opposition back row is.
Which would be what? It'd be Jaden Hunt.
Yeah, like
I don't.
Like he's gonna have to jam in and help out Jaden Hunt, and it's just gonna. I can see hat trick for Shiba.
Yeah,
for Toya, sorry, hat trick for Toya. Hat trick for
Toya's not running a Shiba, mate. Toya's running a Stags.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon you back the beard and just captain.
Yeah. Put the C there. Anything else from the
Here we go.
Sandon Smith?
Marking. If you have him, hold him. If you don't have him, and you saw him like last week, like us, tough shit. I guess.
I held, mate.
I sold him.
I'm not in that bus with you.
White, Watson, both holds. Marky Mark.
Not a buy this week. Savalan not a buy this week. Buy next week if he's still got the spot.
Watch and see.
Yeah, wait a week.
Actually, you probably wait 2 weeks given how high his B is at 72.
It's not
Oh,
72.
what?
It's not 72,
Yeah.
dude. It's not 72. It's
Well,
20.
that's-
It's not. I know that's what it says, but it's not 72.
No, it's 39. You are quite right.
Yeah.
My apologies. Fake
Okay.
news, boys.
Yeah, it's not.
Fake news, unconfirmed, allegedly.
It's not 72.
Yeah, no,
bro.
you can wait a couple on him probably.
I was gonna
So you
say
wait 1 week.
there's no way in the world his is 72 and he's only
Again,
he's praised
Can you
for
go?
Bryce, bro.
Can you go below 230k?
Oh, bro.
Fuck.
It's not Supercoach. Right, and then Marky Mark in the reserves. We never know what
Rumour
happens,
is-
though, right?
Rumor is he's coming in at wing if he gets past overcomes
for-
his injury.
For Dom Young? Yeah, okay. Wait, see.
So, I think as we said, there's a lot about Wong. We've talked about him before. If you want to make a cash play, I think I'm solely swaying to that side. I can understand it. I think there's real concerns though. I think it's definitely a risky play. I don't think he's a keeper. But I think I think the more I think about it now, last week we had an in-depth discussion, Bryce, about Toby Couchman.
Yep.
And I said in that discussion, I reckon it's worth taking the punt with Couch. Because worst case scenario, he has 7 or
trade.
8 points of money.
Yep.
But in the best case scenario, he's going to make you 100k, and he could be a keeper.
Yep. And Wong's
And I
the
think
same.
that argument unfortunately applies to Wong, despite my reservations and my hatred for it.
Yep.
I think there's actually, I think I've come around throughout talking over this podcast to buying Wong.
If I had a time machine, I would go back to week 2 of the comp. I'd wait for the podcast where Eddie was absolutely slaughtering you and shutting you down about
When
Wong.
I tried to talk about Wong,
yeah,
Eddie,
when you
week
talk about
bro,
Wong.
he
I
did the
talked
same
about
shit
Wong.
to me.
Now listen.
Same
I would
shit
go
to me.
back and I would shit clap
Fuck
bet
you,
him. I would shit clap bet him, right? That by round 5, Wong would be one of the best buys in the game.
I cannot believe Eddie told me to shut up when I talked about Wong in round 2.
Like, to be fair,
Eh,
I see Sewell Wong the same as what Hines was when he burst onto the scene, right? He came in for a couple of games and we weren't too sure how long he would have. No, listen, right? A couple of games, we didn't know how long he had, right? So not many people brought him, right? Because not everyone brought him the first
that's
couple of
a
games.
completely
Right.
different circumstance. One, Hines had the 7 position locked down.
No, not at the Sharks,
Two,
at the Melbourne Storm, bro. At the Storm.
Oh, at the Melbourne Storm. Oh, I see. That makes a lot more sense.
Right.
I was about to say.
He didn't burst on the scene at the Sharks, mate. He burst on the scene at the Storm. You're not the fucking creator of fucking Nico Hines, alright? That's fucking Uncle Grumpy. So he came in, he played 2 or 3 games, so no one actually knew how long he had to spot. The young adopters got on really early and they made so much money. And then Pap came back and then got injured. And then it was still like, how long is Pap out? Do we get him? Is he going to be playing on the utility? And I think he even played one game off the utility and it threw some people off. And it wasn't until 4 or 5 weeks in that everyone's like, okay, now you need to get Nico Hines. And I feel like it's the same here with this guy, right? At this point, if you can make a play to get Wong that doesn't fucking destroy your team, he's a pretty safe buy. Like, he's going to make you money and he's going to score well.
Yeah, worst case scenario makes you 80k realistically, and at that point you just move him on. I think you've got me, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
In saying that, tomorrow night PCL out for 6 weeks and you're fucked, right? So who knows?
Surely.
Right. Anything else in this game? I can't wait to watch this game Friday night. I think this is going to be a fucking cracker. It always is. They always go at each other, the rich clubs. They can afford to pay for the medical bills.
The rich clubs.
I think just for this game, I just want to pose a question to everyone. Who do we reckon is getting a HIA in this game?
Reece Walsh.
Someone. Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
Victor Adley for me.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh,
great
that's
call.
a good one.
Great call, bro.
I'm tossing up between Teddy Tedesco or the actual blast
Ooh.
weapon himself, Billy Smith.
Oh, he's.
Oh fuck, bro! If he gets an HIA, I'll feel so bad for him.
I'm more worried about his fucking Achilles or his ACL than his fucking head, mate.
If he gets the
Yeah, bro, he's
HIA,
done
I
that like 3 times.
He has done that 3 times, bro. It must. Poor bloke must be held together by fucking screws and plates.
If Billy Smith gets a HIA, I think he'd call that a good day.
Yeah.
Like he's had that many serious
That's
injuries.
That means he has
So
15
fucked.
minutes 15 minutes left on the field to get injured. Like he's fucking yes. Make another game. Right. Poor
He pulls a Sifedian,
or-
fucks his knee walking off the
Yeah.
walking off the pitch.
Pinksy's
Unconfirmed rumors. Whenever Billy Smith gets off the pitch uninjured, he pops party poppers
Yeah.
off just to celebrate.
Champagne's not for the wins, it's for making it through the game. Poor Billy Smith, mate. We're all going to
Oh,
hell.
man. He's so good though. He's such
Yeah.
a good player.
Yeah, he's got all the talent in the world.
Yeah.
Sharks, Manly.
Yeah.
You guys are favourites, even after
I
the
don't know how.
shit show that's last week.
Yeah,
I'm
how
going to
the
put
fuck did that happen?
I'm putting a cheeky 50 on Manly, mate, because I reckon that's pretty decent money. Also seen rumours hot off the press tonight about a certain halfback going to Manly. You guys see that news?
The
I
Fogarty
did not.
news.
The Fogarty news.
What happened?
So apparently, Manly have made an offer to Mr. Fogarty to come and join for a 2-year deal, 500,000 a year.
Ooh.
So
Mate, he's worth more than that, isn't he?
he's worth well and truly more than that.
It's actually
Yeah.
so bad. Like, I just want to put this into context for everyone. Imagine your Manly's club right now. You've just had a fucking falling out with your most loyal halfback about money. And you're like, no, we didn't underoffer him a deal. We didn't offer him less money and offer Tamani takes a pay cut and only offer him 1 year. We didn't do that. And then instantly go and offer someone like Fogarty, who's absolutely killing it, like 500k a year.
Yeah.
You must look like the
Yeah.
cheapest fucks in the league. Like
So-
it's so
What-
bad.
Do you know what's he on right now with Canberra?
Nah,
What's he on?
I thought
I
it was
reckon it's 600 to 700k,
Yeah, I thought it was about that.
which I think is a
Bro,
steal.
that's a fucking joke. They offered him 500. Wow.
Like,
There's no way in the world Canberra doesn't match that, given Canberra have been very open that they're like keeping him as one of their top priorities. But if he wants more money, they said they're very willing to let him go, which is, very fair and respectful in my view.
so how fucked must Manly's salary cap be for them to be only sort of throwing this money around?
It's all tied up in the cunt on the fucking bench. Where
Schuster?
is he? Goddamn Trebojevic.
Yeah.
Who plays
Oh,
maybe 4
yeah.
games a year.
Well, he's not even on the bench, is he? Oh, he's in the extended. No, he's not even on the bench, bro.
And you got to imagine Brooks
Where
is
is
on
he?
$5 million a year.
He's
as
still
well,
out. He's
the
out.
absolute weapon he is.
He's out for
He's
another
out.
4 or 5 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
I read today.
Again,
Fuck.
he'll play 8 weeks, like 8 games this year.
So Harodi's back in your team. How long's he got there?
He's got another 2-3 weeks until Ero's back.
Mate, if you needed a centre, you could do
No.
worse, couldn't you?
No,
Not for 2
Again,
weeks.
I
No.
talked about one you'd have to have bought him last week,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
two,
he's not basement. Never mind. Never mind.
Harodi's also not good.
I forgot he wasn't basement, man.
Like again, a lot of props to him. He played phenomenally and was the best player on the pitch for the Sharks last week, bar the ref. But he's not good.
Sure.
Like he's single-handedly lost us games before. Like that 65 was just one of those things of him coming back into first grade and having a point to prove.
So-
Plus, you imagine that he's going to have. No, thankfully, I don't think he has. No, he doesn't have Olo running at him. Thankfully, that would be Jesse Ramian.
No, he's got the weapon that is fucking Ben Trebojevic. Look,
Again, there's just no bias in the Sharks team.
are you backing yourself this week?
I am backing the Sharks to come back.
B?
You know what, mate? I'll back the Sharks too.
Yeah, I'm on the
But
I'll back
Sharkies.
once again, complain. We don't need 2 utilities on the fucking bench. Atkinson and Talakai is overkill.
Yeah, and then
Atkinson adds nothing off the bench. Absolutely nothing.
yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. You've got a fucking.
Is he just there for injury cover? I'm confused.
Yeah, that's my thought. And also because he played so well last year. But like, he's not like Talakai in my mind is the perfect utility.
You
in
probably-
that if an injury happens, he can go into the centre back line, and then there can be a shuffle around that.
You're probably better off
But-
playing a Jesse Coughlin or a Jaden Berrell, right?
Oh, Hoa Tuapua has been phenomenal off the bench with his size, and he plays an impact role that's really useful. He
Yeah.
should be in that bench and should have a spot locked down on that bench with Talakai playing middle when there's a non-injury, and then coming on to accommodate injuries, and having the other two middles just to play in the rotation.
Yeah.
It means less minutes for all the middles, more time, more effort going into those shorter stints,
Yep.
and it covers the issue. Like Atkinson comes on and through the middle, and he doesn't actually offer anything. I get why they do it because everyone's trying to copy what Wishart did at the Melbourne Storm last year, but it's not working.
Yeah, but
and it makes
Wishart
no
is a
sense.
much better player than anybody you've got on your bench.
Atkinson's great. Atkins, okay. Actually, wait a second. Hazleton is phenomenal.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
You just figured out what I said.
You're
And Talakai
yeah,
are
almost
phenomenal.
slipped through.
But Atkinson's just not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to play Atkinson, the coach needs to pull the fucking trigger, move Hines to fullback, and put Atkinson in at 6.
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens, mate. You guys, if you lose this game, I think there's going to be big changes happening. I am backing you in, though. Then that was our first game on Saturday. Nice. Oh, what's the weather going to be like in Sydney on that day? Wet, windy, fucked. Don't know. Don't care.
It's fucking Wednesday. Why would I know?
Sorry. You don't know, but you're obviously not a fisherman, bro. You gotta fucking know your weekend forecast. Right.
Do I sound like a fisherman to you?
Yeah, bro, you're a bit of a bitch. Right. Saturday 5 p.m. Rabbitohs, the only really game that is important this weekend, the only relevant game. The Rabbitohs versus the
top
Cowboys.
scorers for that game.
Oh, we didn't. Who do you got top scorers?
I am backing Adam Fanua Blake. He's due a try.
Every fucking week, the same thing. Really? Yeah. What do you got, B?
Ethan Bullymore, mate. I reckon he bags
Oh
a double.
my god, isn't he fucking sexy? I wish I had him in my team. What a gun. I think we looked at like a stat during the week of like the top scorers in each position if you had to pick them, and Ethan Bullymore was like in the team, and I'm just, what the fuck is going on in this world? I'm gonna say shit, Ruben Garrick, because I fucking own the prick.
I'll tell you what, real quick on this. Really, what do you reckon about Nico Hines back to fullback, Kennedy out of the team, and you get Trindle and Atkinson in the halves? I've been thinking about that a little bit the past couple of weeks.
That's what I just suggested.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Good listening. Look,
I know I've thrown on a lot, but fucking LB.
Wow.
Look,
jeez, my bad.
I think that has to happen, B.
It does. Like, yeah, it just simply does. And even if we don't play Atkinson, I really rate the Sixers coming through in the reserve grades. Pollard, I'm not sure if you guys watched the trials. He absolutely killed it in the trials, and he had one thing that no one in this fucking team has, which is a good kicking game.
Yeah.
Is it Riley Pollard?
Yeah, that's it. He
He's
has a
a good player.
really deep kicking game. Really good.
Okay.
Right, we'll keep going because this has been 4.5 hours now. The Rabbitohs and the Cowboys. Cowboys have fucking magically become favourites since we beat, the hapless Panthers last week. Somehow. I'd be getting on the Rabbitohs if I had some fucking money spare because we are coming crashing back down to earth this weekend.
Hey, Latrell Mitchell got a positional move. He's moved from fullback before to centre last week, and now he's playing quarterback where he's going to throw another forward pass.
Oh, fuck, that's good. That's good.
They're going to fucking sign him up real quick. Good pass.
Yeah, the Rabbits will win again.
They have to,
Got
man.
the fucking refs.
They're playing us.
They
man.
will.
Fucking refs. They've got the refs though. They don't even need to be playing a bad team or a good team. They got the fucking refs. That's all it is.
They got no halves, right? They're playing a utility and a fullback in the halves, and I still think they're going to beat us. Oh, a utility and a quarterback or a center. Like he's not even he's not even a fullback in my head. He just played there.
Poor Latrell, man. He just comes in. He just walked into this team with his Happy Meal, and you've just started bullying him.
Look, everyone bagged on about how fit Latrell looked all fucking preseason, and then I
Bro,
see him in the
whole
game,
time.
and he's
The
fucking.
whole time.
He's been to Brumbies. All the fucking rolls he's got hanging off him. Holy fuck, bro! You're a professional sportsman.
I think it was Ham and maybe Gumby trying to tell me that he's looking fit. And I'm like, have you fucking seen the bloke recently?
Bro.
He's a
Like,
Man,
big
I'm so
unit, bro.
glad that there's no chance in hell a player's ever going to listen to our podcast because we're going to be fucking hated by every single
look, I think,
Latrell's gonna fucking beat us up, bro.
mate.
Mate. I'll throw Maccas at him. He'll strip to the floor and pick it up first.
Exactly,
Distract
bro. Fucking.
Give you like 5 minutes to escape.
He literally reminding me right now of Randy from the fucking from that what do you call it show with the boys in it, man. Like the fucking always chasing cheeseburgers. Like
we're so off topic. Let's get back to
right. Look, so they're playing an out of shape center and a utility in the halves, and they're still gonna fucking pump us by 40. So you and Aiken back in the centers. Good to see him finally coming back into some rugby league. Excited to see him play. Pornhub still on the bench, still in the lock roll. Really good for us holders. Yeah, Cotter's back for us, but I don't think there's anything really relevant to talk about in this team. Fucking Latrell's way too expensive to even think about. Even
I
if
think
he
he's
is
going to score
0.6.
fine at 6.
Yeah.
He's going to do a lot of kicking, but I just don't see why you do it. And again, he's going to be an Origin. Like we don't want to be buying people that are going to play Origin. Like,
Where?
just let it go.
Fucking McDonald's state of
Plus-
origin.
and if he's not playing Origin, the only reason he won't be playing Origin will be because he's suspended. Like there's
I just want,
absolutely no.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to make it perfectly clear. I like Latrell as a player, and I think he offers a lot to the game.
Yeah,
he
here
just,
we go. Cover yourself, mate.
He just needs to
He's
get
listening.
fit,
He's
bro.
listening.
He just needs to get
Go on.
fit. Please,
Go on.
Latrell.
How much do you love him?
Please,
How much do
Latrell,
you
get
love him?
fit. Please get fit. Like you're a professional footballer, mate. Holy shit. Go sort yourself out.
He's speaking directly to him now.
Yeah. Go sort yourself
John,
out.
I know you're paying attention right this
Yeah,
second.
dude. I'm gonna
I think
send
you're a
him.
piece of shit.
I'm
Try better.
gonna send him a clip. IG, bro. It's all good.
I'm gonna show up at his house with the fucking audio playing on my phone and just make him listen.
Yeah, just big speaker out the door. I know a guy.
Hey, Latrell, I live in California, mate. If you're looking for me, California's where you should go. Don't look anywhere in the Midwest, bro. Just fucking stay on the coast.
Lucky America's pretty big, dude. I reckon he get lost.
Yeah.
Right. He was in the
There's too many Maccas everywhere.
Yeah. Too much fast food, bro. All right. So, who are you tipping in this shit show of a game?
Souths, because they got the fucking refs.
Yeah, dude.
I'm actually tipping the
And they got-
Cows. I actually
Oh
backed the
no
Cows to
way.
win.
Yes.
We're well fucked.
I think Cows have a bit of confidence now. I think the Rabbitohs have got a bit lucky in their last few games. Like
bit.
really, Brewster should have smashed him.
Yeah, Rooster should have put 40 on him.
And like, yeah, no, I like the win against the Dragons wasn't convincing. Like, and I think Humphries is actually gonna be a really big loss. Like, I know Latrell's got a good boost in him,
Agreed.
but if Latrell's defending
Humphries
in
is
that,
done.
if Latrell's defending in the front line, he's gonna be. Like, I guarantee what any smart coach at the Cows would do, which might be asking a lot of Peyton,
Yeah.
is to just run every edge play at Latrell and tire his fat ass out.
Well,
Was that
that's got to take 15 minutes. So
That's
Well,
not,
you've
not
got-
even, mate. It'll take two
Yeah.
tackles and you'll be done. That'll be more
We've
than
got
you've
a-
done most games.
we've got to actually. I was going to say we've got to hold the ball for that long, but we've actually been really good with our possession. It's just our fifth kicking choice and our decisions at the end of our sets have not been up to scratch.
No,
So
but seriously, if you run at the ball at Latrell pretty consistently, you'll do one thing really easily, which is frustrate him.
he'll end up taking someone's head off.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I think. I think Latrell Mitchell will give away a fair few 6-agains in this game, and a fair few
Yes.
penalties if he's defending in the halves. I don't know if he will be defending in the halves though. I think they'll do something weird, like have him move out to center.
What? Have Jack
defend.
defend in the center? Swap him and Jack White around?
They'll
Bro,
do.
why
I
don't they
guarantee
just
they'll
do
do something
that?
weird. I'll be very surprised if Latrell's actually defending in the halves. But I don't think he can actually do it.
What'd you say, B?
Oh, I just said, why don't they just do that?
Yeah,
With
that's what I
Jackie
do.
in the halves.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about that till
Yeah,
now, bro.
that's what I do. I honestly don't think this is how they're going to run out.
No, I think this would be a what we call it. What's his fucking name? A Bennett special.
Yep.
Where he just lies on his team sheet.
Yeah, Jack and Latrell will swap, and then everyone who brought Latrell is going to be screaming at the TV, trying to reverse their
Latrell will
trade.
still kick. Latrell will still kick even if he.
Yeah, but he's not going to touch the ball.
Anyway, yeah, no, I'm backing Cows to win this.
Top score.
Ugh. After talking shit about him the entire time, Latrell.
Fitrell.
Yeah, he's gonna never try this game. I can feel it.
What do you got, Rudes?
Sorry. I'm gonna go bit of a smoky here for this one. Chris Kempczynski, he's actually the CEO of McDonald's. I'm gonna go with him. Big week this week.
CEO McDonald's, Radio B. Well done, mate. He's probably going to earn more money. He's going to earn more money than all of us put together.
Especially after the game.
Guys, I've got breaking news. Apparently the troll's actually more of a KFC kind of guy. Fuck.
Oh, bro, you can't say that.
Give me 5 seconds. Give me 5 seconds.
You need to be on fucking Eddie's podcast saying that shit, bro. The fuck you talking about, dude?
That's just clicked. That's just clicked in my head.
That's fucking rough, Rudely.
I didn't mean it like that. Fuck.
Wow. Sure.
Right, so I'm saying Deaden's going to score big. He's fucking coming into some form. He wants that Origin Guernsey, so he's going to be playing his ass off. Parramatta Raiders, fucking. Oh, pointless game, right? Apart from if you got some fantasy players, like I really couldn't care about this game. It's in Darwin, and I'm not even going to go and watch it. Like it's literally 3 minutes from my house, and I'm not even going to go and watch it.
Okay, I'm actually. Because Eels come up to Darwin like every year for this game.
Yeah.
Have they actually won one?
They have
Darwin?
not. They have not.
Time they go up, they get absolutely belted.
Yeah.
This will be an absolute hammering. I can feel it in my bones.
Right. So.
Oh fuck.
Fuck. Now I want
Poor
Fogarty
Scoop,
again.
man. Poor Troy.
Yeah. Look.
Nah, they're Eels fans. They deserve it.
It's gonna be
fucking season, bro. Long season.
We're gonna have thunderstorms on Saturday. It's gonna be 32, 30 degrees Celsius, 70 or 80% humidity. It is not gonna be a fun time.
Fuck.
TIO Stadium has got
no
breeze, especially at this time of the year, because we get northerlies and the grandstand cuts off the air from the pitch. So it is going to be suffocating for them boys. They're going to have drinks breaks, and I just couldn't be bothered with this game. Got Tamale, I'd be playing him. If you got Big Horse, make sure you get him in there. He's going to do really well. Jermaine Hopgood, let's have a chat. What are you doing with Jermaine, mate? You own him, B. What are you doing?
Hold him. Gotta hold him. I have to hold him.
Yep.
I cannot stomach trading out someone who I bought in place of Haas round 1. Cannot believe I fucking did that. But yeah, I have to hold him.
Yep.
So, as a non-Hoppy owner, I'm a strong believer that Hoppy should be playing hooker. They've got a 100% win rate with him being a hooker. And just because he scored 3 points in 19 minutes doesn't mean anything. Mate. If they've got a good win rate, let Hoppy fall in price. It's about putting the team first.
Is Riley Smith a buy?
I talked up a lot
bought him last week, bro. I fucking bought him last week.
Look, he's not a bad buy. He's making your money. You'd expect more.
I could have had Egan. Though. That's what.
Yeah, well, I got some fucking ginger fuckwit that talked me out of Egan. So.
Fuck you, Rudely.
Look,
I'm so glad. I spent a lot of time last week talking everyone out of Egan and saying Riley Smith is a great buy. I think he'll be one of the best cashies, and he just looks awful. Just a lie. He doesn't look bad.
He doesn't look bad.
He's playing well.
Yeah.
It's just Eels are that bad.
Yep.
He's just getting screwed by his team. Like he's gonna make you money if you own him fucking, it's not the worst, worst in the world.
He's still going to make you 10 points from this. If he keeps up the minutes, he's still going to make you 10 points of value as well, right? So he's not a bad cash cow, but there's someone better in Egan if you didn't pick him up.
There's not just someone better. I think pretty much every other cashy is probably better.
Well, how many other cashies are there?
Katoga. Like, if you don't own Jenkins, Jenkins is better.
Oh.
If you don't own Hubner, Hubner's better.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I would say Katoga's... What do you mean you don't know about what?
I don't think if you haven't got Hubner now, I think it's too late.
Right.
I think I
you missed
strongly
the boat on
disagree.
him.
I strongly disagree. Hubner is priced at 27.
He's made 115.
Yeah, but I guess you're thinking he's going to continue to get 40s, right?
I don't think he's going to... I think he's continue to get... I think he's going to get 35s to 40s, yeah.
Yeah.
And with a low BE, I think he's going to make another 100k.
He doesn't have a buy till round 12. I can see.
I think Hubner's a better buy than Riley Smith.
If you need a mid, but who the fuck needs a mid, bro?
Riley's also like 100k cheaper too. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it depends on how your team's looking.
It gives you money.
In counter, Riley plays for the Parramatta Eels.
Yeah.
So
look, Riley
Fair
Smith.
point, sir.
So this is.
I agree.
This is the fourth for Riley Smith. Is that he is 100k cheaper, right? So you get more money to upgrade another position if you're doing the two trades. He plays round 12. Hookers are diabolical in round 12.
Oh wow! I didn't realize that.
Okay, we've had. But do you want to be playing someone who's going to get like a 25 in your hooker position?
But he won't get a 25. If he keeps getting the 60 minutes, he's going to get you a 35 to a 40 because his base is 35.
Fair enough. My mindset, and we had a discussion about this, about the round 12 hooker, because the situation is so dire. People are talking about buying someone now that can fulfill that role. There's no good options. The best option is
Plath.
what?
Yeah.
It's not Plath. The best option is actually Wade Egan.
Don't say Wade Egan. I knew.
Bro,
you've
talked.
The issue is.
I knew you were going to say that.
The second you buy him, he will get injured.
We'll talk about Wade in a second because his game's coming up, bro.
I want to make it clear with respect to the round 12 hooker issue. My opinion is that you don't deal with this problem now. You leave it to the last fucking minute.
100%. I agree completely.
That something comes up that's going to break our way, that's going to provide a hooker that plays that round who's not going to score shit.
I'm just saying.
I think it's way too early to be thinking about buying Riley Smith for it.
Yep.
Or to be thinking about buying Plath for it.
Yep. Agree.
Like, there's just something that can happen in between.
Doesn't change the fact that Riley Smith plays round 12. So it's added to his like appeal that he plays it.
If you're buying Riley Smith this week, you're a lost cause. I hope you best of luck in whatever fucking game
but
you're playing.
you don't buy him for round 12. You don't
No,
buy him for
you
round
buy
12.
him for the 100k
You buy
he's
him
going to
right
make.
now.
Yeah, you buy him for the 120k he's going to make. And the bonus is if he's still there come round 12, playing 60 minutes, you don't have to go chasing a fucking hooker.
If you're in a situation where you have all the other cashies and the cashier you want to buy is Riley Smith, my tip to you, and I recommend you take it, is don't fucking trade, save a trade.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
What if you've got like
you
also
told us not to buy Egan last week, so I'm not sure how much we should fucking buy into your fucking cash out fucking knobs. You are number one in the podcast. I apologise. You are the man.
Please kiss my foot.
Yeah, I will. Right. Who are we tipping in this shithole?
Raiders, not even close.
Raiders.
We doing a top score for this game too?
Yeah, we'll do a top scorer.
I'm going Fogarty in goals alone. Like, I really like Fogarty.
I don't think it's going to be a murder, mate. But yeah, okay. No, it's going to be. It's going to look. Canberra. My boy is in Canberra right now. He rang me. He's a Northern Territory boy. He has never been outside of the state, pretty much. He rang me. He was wearing 4 different layers of clothing because it's 4 degrees there right now. Do not think these Canberra boys are going to come up and actually excel in 30-degree heat.
No, I don't doubt that. Like they played poorly in the heats in Townsville, but I just know that one, history tells us Parramatta Eels are even worse in heat.
Yeah.
They've been drilled every time they played in Darwin, and 2, Parramatta Eels absolutely suck this year. And the second you take Lomax out of this team, which he is because he's injured for 6 weeks, you tell me where the fuck they're getting points from.
Yeah, no, I think they'll win. It just won't be a killing. B, who's your big scorer, bros?
Tommy Starling, bro, is getting a double. And I'm not just saying that because I own him.
I was gonna say, dude, where does that come from? Look, I think Tarpany back it up, get a big score.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
I really
He's a
liking him
monster.
play. Yeah, and there's one of your mids for round 12 that will cover.
Yeah,
That will
Tops is
cover.
actually a good option.
Yep.
I don't think you need to buy him this week.
No,
just
but
because he's
watch
priced
him.
pretty accurately to where he is, but definitely wanted to put Star on
Yeah.
for overtime.
Haas downgrade or something down the track, or a fucking Yo downgrade down the track when you're trying to get your round 12 team sorted out. Definitely. So that is then Saturday done. We're moving on to Sunday, and I've got if I can bring the game up here somewhere.
I'm going to this game, the Storm v Wars.
Storm v the Wars. Warriors have got no chance according to the fucking bookies. $6 they're paying.
Yeah, no,
16 in a row. Storm have won.
Storm fucking suck, bro. Up the wires. Up the wires.
Bees on the wires. Love it. Love it.
I'd love to see Warriors upset here, but I just don't see how it comes.
I don't see it either. Cary Grant, as he used to be called, now Sucky Grant.
He's not a real hooker. Not a real hooker.
That's the high level content we bring to you at the Echo Chamber. Sucky Grant.
Yeah.
He used to be he used to be Harry Grant. Now he's Pooey Grant, going up against the best hooker in the game right now, in Wade Egan.
Yeah.
Is he going to get schooled, fellas? Is he going to be shown how it's done?
Absolutely.
You think Cary Grant comes out and outscores him?
Mate, Harry Grant's not a real hooker.
Not a
I'm
real
telling you.
thing.
He's a fraud.
Fucking.
I think this will be a close game, actually.
Oh, I'm so excited for this game. This should be a cracker, mate. Fisher Harris coming out here trying to show what's up. He always competes
I
well
need
against.
Fisher Harris to step up. Since I brought him in round 2, so after round 2, which has been an interesting decision in my side, because I was really backing to get bigger mins. So just for context, round 1 he has low mins, Waz gets smashed. Round 2 he has huge mins at 58, which is what you want to see with JFH. And I'm like, the coach has seen light. He's embraced the future. He's realized that JFH big minutes equals win. I jump aboard thinking I need a good mid. He's someone I can hold for a long time. And then it's just been shitty mins again. Like, he's doing fine.
He's serviceable, right? He's gonna.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if I can hold Fisher Harris and manage to hold him through the first half of the Origin period, probably up till the second bye week, because he doesn't have a bye until then. He's just got his bye out of the way. I'm gonna do it. Because
that's my plan, is just to hold him. He's going to put up safe 50s.
Safe 50s for me. Someone I'm going to play on my bench and just enjoy the 50 score on my bench, right? So, yeah. If you got him, don't panic. Just hold him. 50 minutes, he'll get you 50. Jack Howarth, hold him. Don't sell him. Brian Pappenhausen.
If we're taking like bets on who will put up the lowest score in this game, Jack Howarth.
Nah, I reckon.
Just a
Sorry, dude. Adam Pompey
Howarth
exists.
is you a good one.
Adam Pompey exists. So.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, but I reckon Pompey's probably.
He's not running it, Alex Pompey. He's running it Leia.
No, I'm saying he's going to score the lowest points, bro. Pompey can put out a 2, man.
I actually think House is in for a bit of a rough one. Leia Tua, I feel me, I'm mispronouncing that name. He's been absolutely a monster close to the try line. I think House is going to have a bit of a tough time dealing with that.
Luckily, we've got our sexy Samoan fucking person with us today. What's going on, B, with this team? Who's your sexy pick for this game, mate?
Just looking at their profile pictures now, I wish I could have a full body just so I get the full experience. But I'm gonna go with Bunty Afoa, mate. Fuck, he's got a real good set of hair on him. Just that bun. Just want to get a feel of that bun he's got. But yeah, Bunty Afoa, mate.
Rip it out with your teeth, B. Rip it out with your teeth. Right.
Oh.
I'm calling the cops.
Right. I can't wait to watch this game hungover on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be really good.
Can we just quick fire these boys? Luke Metcalf, if you own him, hold him.
Yep.
Brian Pappenhausen, if you own him, you hold him. Don't buy him. He's still holding a niggle. He's going to score pretty well, but I don't think you buy him. Cameron Munster, hold, don't buy.
Sell.
Jerome Hughes, maybe a buy in future.
Don't buy him this week.
Deal with it.
Don't buy him this
Yeah,
week.
like wait for him to come down and price a bit further. Harry Grant, hold, don't buy.
Sell.
Eli Katoa could potentially be a buy. I don't see why you do it.
Mate,
Sure, don't play round 12. Leave it.
How good is he though?
Oh, he's been phenomenal. He's been so good.
Okay.
And then other side, Aaron Clark. If for whatever reason you want to buy a mid hooker, Aaron Clark has some value. But as we said, you don't need to buy a hooker for round 12 in round 6. Is there anything that you guys like to add to that?
Okay, so
I'm with you, mate.
just listen, right? Let me cook. In a couple rounds, Mr. Watson's got a buy, and I'm just throwing in my head whether what I do with him. I am seriously considering going Egan or Plath that round, so that then I am set up and I don't have to make a trade. Is that something you'd look at?
What round?
I think it's round
What round is
9,
that?
10. Let me just have a quick look.
So you've got like 2 or 3 more
Roosters-
rounds to pray that they don't get hurt.
Yeah,
Roosters buy is round 10.
round 10. So I'm
So-
2 rounds out, right?
Okay.
I wouldn't. So you'd sell. I wouldn't sell Watson until round 10.
Yep.
At which point you can buy Egan, but as I've said, the second you buy Egan will be the second he gets a head knock.
Because he's not going to make any more money now. He's priced at what he's going to
No.
score. Like, so he's...
If you buy
Yeah,
Egan, you're buying him for the purpose of Origin.
Yeah.
So you don't
Yeah.
want to do that until you're at Origin.
So my biggest problem,
Because
though...
the last thing you want to do is buy him early, and he gets head knocked right before you buy it.
So the biggest
before
problem
Origin
with
starts.
Egan, though, is he doesn't play the second 2 major buys.
Yeah, I think I again just leave hooker till we get to it. In my mind,
Yeah.
something will come up. There's going to be an injury to a hooker. There's going to be a hooker that gets called up or something.
Way too
Like,
much fucking
someone
Origin
will come.
talk on this pod.
And realistically, like the one I've got an eye on that I'm hoping will maybe work out for us is Owen Patty.
Yeah. Cool.
No.
Yeah, great call. Because Starling's going to get sent
No.
somewhere. Yeah, Ricky Stewart's going to send him away, mate. You know
I'm
that.
not convinced, but that's my hope is Owen Patty will become the option for Origin. But because there's
Nah,
something
bro,
could happen.
I know what's going to happen. I'm going to have to sell Starling. I already know it.
Yeah, eventually.
2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to sell Starling. He was a cashy, not a fucking keeper.
Yeah.
Mate, he's averaging more than Harry Grant, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
Way
So I
better.
don't
That's
wanna
not
hear it.
hard. Most people in fantasy are averaging
Look,
more than
mate.
Harry Grant.
Corey
Yeah,
Pake.
true, he's
Isn't
pretty
Corey
fucking
Pakes
bad.
averaging more than fucking Harry Grant?
He is indeed. Corey Pake.
Like,
No way.
so I'm just, yeah, mate.
That's a piss take.
Yeah. Look, we're all on the, apart from B, he's with the sexy Samoans that play for New Zealand.
I tell a lie. Harry Grant is out averaging Pakes by 4 points.
Oh,
Cool.
fuck! I bet you're glad you paid that 700k. Right. Who is your big scorer for this game?
A big score.
Yeah, mate.
I'm trusting JFH to play a whole 80 minutes and score 103.
Okay.
Wow.
So 16 fucking head knocks for the Kiwis incoming. What have you got? B?
Shit, you know what? I'm only doing this because he's sexy Samoan and a tasty Tongan, but I'm going to go Stefano Utoikamanu, back up his big score last week.
Big you took. I think Pap, he's going to come out and have a good game. He's going to kick goals. He's going to fucking rip through this team.
Cool.
Pap's going to do good, mate. I like some Pappenhausen. And he's only just going to pip Munster because Munster is having a 70 fucking game this week. Final game of the round, where a lot of people's captain is going to be sitting, I assume, this week, that aren't captaining the Thursday afternoon curse in Big May. Can the Knights win with such a depleted forward pack?
No,
No.
that was easy. Hey,
Yeah.
we're done, guys.
Yeah, that's Brody. Brody,
Alright, see you, fellas.
Brody Jones at prop. It's scary, right? If you're not, I wish. Oh, I did kind of wanted to do the Jay-Z, so I could just talk about it with him. Like, what is their plan?
Well, the big issue that and Jay Z talked about this yesterday is the Knights can't wrap a bloke up for the fucking life of them, and second phase footy is absolutely killing them at the moment. And you saw that with Carraz last week at the Dogs. And if you fucking put Terrell May in the middle, who is renowned for throwing an offload, like it's just gonna get ugly quick. I don't. The Knights' defense in the last couple of weeks has been exceptional. Like real props to them. They've looked really good in defense. It's the issue is the second they have a ball in their hands, they decide to fucking drop it.
So let's just go through the outs that they've got from their middle. Adam Elliott, Hetherington, and Saifidi. 3 really, really experienced people from the middle of their team have just been ripped out, plus all the other injuries that they've had, right? It's
They've
just,
got fucking Cogger out, who's
yeah,
their 7,
yep,
and Schiller.
yep.
Like, and that's before you even add in Lucas, who's been out for a little while now. Like,
Yeah.
I do feel sorry for the Knights team. Yeah.
This is not a lot they can do, and I think the Tigers will be hard pressed to lose this game in my mind.
Yeah.
Especially with Luai back in.
Are you looking at any of these cheapies on the bench? Have you had a look at them at all?
No, nor do I intend to.
I haven't.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, look, I did have a cheeky little gander at McEwen because he played decently on the weekend, or scored decently on the weekend anyway. So I did have a cheeky look. I just don't know how long he's going to have that bench spot for. This is one of them things where someone comes in, they get an opportunity, and if they play well, they can possibly weasel their way onto the bench for the rest of the season, right, and make you some decent money. But Egan's much safer play. So you just don't need
Plus,
that risk.
you imagine that the person who's going to have done that, who's managed to work themselves onto the bench spot, is actually in the starting team at the moment, covering an injury, which is Thomas Cant.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
imagine once Lucas is back and Adam Elliott's back, Thomas
Yeah.
Cant's going to find himself onto
on
the
the
bench.
bench.
He
Yeah,
played phenomenal.
Yeah.
And like if you bought Thomas Cant last week, you're laughing with a 50 at centre
Yeah.
and back to second row for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
or however long Lucas is
Yeah.
still out to go. He's going to make good money.
He's not a buy
not
this
a buy
week.
now,
No.
but if you've got him now already, you're laughing. Unfortunately, just not many buys in this Knights team, just given the uncertainty about how they're going to go forward, and people are going to start returning sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Now your boy Alex Seyfarth, mate. What are you doing with the big say?
I've got him on my team, and I'm currently struggling with whether to play him or not. I've got him in the 14th spot, and I'm tossing up between him, Hubner, or Deegan as to who to play. I can't loop this week.
Yeah.
Who's he running at? He's running at Cant, who has been
I don't think
pretty
it
good defensively.
matters
He's
who
got
he's
a lot of
running
missed
at.
tackles. Yeah, because he doesn't do any fucking running.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Like, I think you're just gonna hope that this is gonna be a lot of tackling in this game, which is play how safe.
He got 30 tackles last week, bro.
Yeah, well, that's it. And he just needs to actually run the ball a little bit. Again, I think he'll do better than last week. I think he's gonna put up in the 40s, hopefully, like 40 to 45.
Yeah,
But it's getting to the point where I'm going to have to move him on because I need to get Preston into my team, and he's my number one.
I think
Still.
he's going to be a sell for you very soon. Anyone that brought Alex in, okay, you had your fun. You made a bit of money. It's probably time to show Alex the door at this point in the next couple of weeks. Bring in someone that's actually going to get you a score. Like,
saying that, like, he could get a try here, and then you're still laughing for another couple of weeks. Like, he's going to go 34 BE, so
he got a 30 last week against the worst back rowers in the game.
But again, I don't think that's a fair thing to take into account in the sense that was an underscoring game for a lot of players. But the thing to note is, and I think that is the concern, is what team has a second rower running at Hunt and doesn't give him any fucking ball to run at Hunt when Hunt's number one job he does at the Broncos is fall off tackles from second rowers.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird strategy. And they kept going to Toa, who saw the benefits of running at that right side instead of Seyfarth.
Well, it may be just Alex's job to run the decoy, mate. That's just.
It looks like it, and that's just not going to result in any Force, unfortunately, he needs to be getting a close to 100-meter run where he can then get an offload and
Are
get
you
a tackle bust.
are you going to be playing Toa this week?
No, God no.
No.
Nah, I'm not. No chance.
So
Well, he said he was running a best. He's running a gag guy.
I
Bro,
think.
either one of those, I'm not keen.
Look.
Wait,
What?
they've swapped their sides, have they?
No.
Yeah, Mustafa Toe was on Taruva's side.
Let me have a look at the team sheet, mate.
The team sheet never really is a good indicator though, because they always run out differently. I feel like
Yeah, especially the Tigers. I feel like they're constantly swapping their shit
I'm
around.
certain that
Penrith does it a
Toa's-
lot too.
Yeah, you
Toa
were
was on-
right. You're right. You're right.
Is Taruva on the left side now? I think Taruva's moved to the left, not Mustafa Toa.
I don't know. You'd have to go back and have a look a couple of weeks ago at their thing, but that's
I
definitely who
still
they're running
wouldn't
it.
start Toa this week. Like, he's running at some pretty good defensive centres, and honestly, I
Mate.
think he's due a lower game, having had some really high attacking stats in the last few weeks.
Look, for me, Stafford Toa is a flip of a coin. You've got a 50-50 chance.
Mhm.
50% chance he's going to be shit. 50% chance he's going to give you a 60. You flip that coin and you see what the fuck happens. That's how I see Stafford Toa. If I don't play Stafford Toa, I am looking at, I don't know, fucking KK or something.
Well, see, I'm lucky. I'm playing Toya and Tamale in my centres.
Well, I can
Same.
move.
Yeah, that's
So
what I thought.
actually, I could move Tamale up
Yep.
and play JC back in the wing fullback. So I
Just-
might even do that,
Just do that, bro. Yeah.
and then
I don't
just
like
give
Toa this week.
Toya.
Well, on that, we didn't touch on it before. Katoga, I would not be playing this week.
Yeah, he's down to my emergency 7, right above the injured guy. So
He got really lucky last week with some really fucking stupid plays that got him a lot of points. Like one that try and
part
two
of
that
his-
run at the end of the first half where he got a line break, kicked the ball, and somehow got a forced dropout.
he
As the puzzle went.
part of his
What a
base,
legend.
mate.
Forced dropouts is it?
Yeah, mate. Part of his base. Get it in there.
Yeah, I'm
Confirmed,
playing
yes.
Egan over KK.
Yeah, I wouldn't be playing.
I'm
Like I said, I'm
backing-
stuck
I'm
with
backing the
Seyfarth,
Dragon.
Egan, or Hubner.
In saying that,
Play.
if you brought KK early on, round 2, round 3, you are laughing your way to the bank right now. Break even of 3. He's putting up these mid 40s, and you are making some cash money. So keep it going, big boy. Don't care how lucky you get. Speaking of people playing and just where you want to put them, if you had Egan, Hubner, Mam out of them 3, who would you play? Because it's
Did you say
probably
it was the third one.
Mam Uzelis, Big Pete the Greek.
Oh,
I'd be
I'd have
playing Mam.
Mam at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because the thing is about Mam is everyone's playing him. So like if it goes bad, you're in the same boat as everyone else. If he goes good and you're not playing him, you're going to be missing out.
Yeah.
Like
All right,
that's
what
without
about Egan and
mind.
Hubner?
Yeah.
That's closer.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
probably lean Egan because Hubner isn't really a big scorer, and like realistically, we think Hubner's going to get about 35 or so. If Egan does see a reduction in minutes, he's going to get you 30, like because his PPM's so good. But if he does get his continued minutes, he could get 40 plus again and close to that, like that 45 marks he's done for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The upside's there for a loss of like 5 points if it goes bad. I think you take that risk with Egan over Hubner.
Yep.
The
That's
issue I
fair.
have is
Good call.
Makes sense.
So the issue I have is Seyfarth or Egan, where Seyfarth can go much higher than Egan can.
Can he though?
Yeah, well, he's put up a 60 already this
I
season,
mean,
so yeah, he can.
Egan already runs more in 25 minutes than what Seyfarth ran at 80.
But again, yeah, I concede that, and I accept it. I'm just backing my boy.
He just doesn't want to believe it.
I think I'm backing my boy Seyfarth.
Right. So
Denial.
the bookies have got the Knights favourites. Right. So go through a fucking.
Wild.
Go through.
I'm putting money on. I'm
go
putting
through
Knights
money
on
on
the
the-
fucking Tigers right this
Well, the
second.
Tigers, mate. So Tigers paying 222. Who gets? Are we going with May for the big score?
Nah, Seyfarth.
Well, okay, you're not winning next week. B.
I'm going.
Back at B,
I'm
you
gonna
know
go
he wants
Sunia
it.
Taruva.
Ooh.
5 tries.
Big through 5 tries. Ugh, I don't know.
New record.
I don't know if they're going to kill him like that, B. But yeah, I'm going May. I
I
think.
mean, what Fox had like 7 tries a couple years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But that's the
5
Fox.
isn't
Mate.
that bad.
He was
That's
playing for
Fox,
the
mate.
Storm, not the Tigers.
Yeah, but you know,
Mate.
if you we spoke about the
Up
ladder
the pegs.
before, mate. Have you noticed where
Yeah,
the Storm are on the ladder, mate?
all of you have been harping on about how open the comp is, and then
Yep.
come October, we're just going to be whinging again about Penrith winning 5 in a row, and I'll be laughing at you.
Like, I know
So
we've been going
that's all
on.
there is.
We've been droning on now for fucking bang on almost 2 hours, but I do just want to have a quick chat about how open this fucking comp is. Because it is crazy, right? The last 2 weeks in a row, I think I've tipped 3 games out of the 8. Because it's just, you just don't know who's going to win. Like, and it's so good to see that. Like, the Bulldogs come into round 7 undefeated. Who had that
I
on
don't like that.
Who had that on their bingo sheet?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, no way.
Panthers in
I had them
15th.
falling out of the 8. I really wish they would now. I don't like the Dogs anymore.
Like, Panthers 15th.
That's
Sharkies
wild.
Sharkies in 10th.
That I can understand.
Like, the Warriors in 4th. Like, we all had the Warriors having a really bad year because they lost
Not
so
me.
much experience. You didn't because you
Okay.
got some sexy Samoans.
Up the
but
wires.
For context, the Warriors also had a bye.
That
Yeah,
is true. Free 2 points.
I mean, they
They've
still
still been good though.
even
No, they've been
without the bye, they're still sitting 7th, which is way
Yeah,
higher
no.
than what we would have expected
Yeah.
from them. You know,
Yeah.
the Rabbits at the start of the year with all their injuries, we thought were just going to capitulate and end up down the bottom. We literally had written them off coming into round 1, and they're sitting in 5th.
Yeah, no, good play to the Rabbitohs. They're only going to get better now with Latrell back. Once their trips start to actually properly return,
Yep.
they're probably going to stay in the 8, like you'd imagine.
The
Like,
Roosters,
realistically,
mate.
who's not in the 8 that we actually expect to get into it?
Panthers, the Roosters, like
I don't think the Roosters are going.
Sharkies.
You fucking hope the Sharkies would, but I.
You know what I mean? Like, there's some serious firepower. The Cowboys, if they get on a run, they actually turn this shit around, learn to defend. We do have strike power there. Like, I know I joke and say we're the worst team in the world, but we fucking played well against Panthers. Even though they played absolute shit, we did play well against them. We held the ball. We completed our sets.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to give props to the Dragons real quick.
Yep.
Like they're sitting
Another
in
team.
12th, and the only team they've managed to beat somehow is fucking Storm. That's the only team they've actually beaten a game.
What is their for and
Storm
against?
fucking suck.
It's -4. They've only lost in close
Fucking hell,
games.
bro. That's crazy.
Again, they've also had a bye, which is why they're not
Bro,
sitting at the
it's
bottom
been
of the
like
fucking ladder.
two drop goals, hasn't it been? They lost to the
They lost
Lomax drop goal, and then they
Yep.
lost to Humphrey's drop goal.
Yeah, dude.
It's fucked.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
so fucked.
They could easily be sitting on 8 points. Easily be
that-
sitting on 8 points.
I'm pretty sure all the Dragons games were really winnable, and they've just choked it.
Yeah. So the comp is completely wide open. We got the West Tigers who are sitting down there. They've been unlucky in a couple of their games, but they're playing way better than 11th.
That's gonna be a close comp. Who do you actually reckon wins this bad boy?
It's got to be the Storm.
I think you're right. They'll click.
Like brown
Once they
paper.
do, they'll be
The
I
brown-
think they're actually more vulnerable than they were last year.
Yeah.
But
Brown paper bags get handed out left, right, and centre down there, mate. It's like they're just a
It'd be a
really
shame if they didn't.
they're a well-run Roosters club. That's the difference, right? We all joke about Uncle Nick actually having all the money and paying for everything in the world, but they made some bad decisions and they haven't recruited very well, so they're suffering for that right now, and they're killing themselves. I don't know how long Trent keeps his job, to be honest.
He'll hold his job.
Oh, mate, I'm not so
Look,
sure.
the other issue is there's just not many coaches at the moment that are coming through.
Yeah, that's true.
We've done such a big exodus of coaches and fucking scrounging up the young talent. That I just don't think there's many coming through at the moment.
Yep. So we are just talking absolute rubbish and we're wasting the internet now. So I just want to thank everyone for lasting 2 hours. As I did say earlier in the pod, I will be doing a Monday wrap-up pod, hopefully with B, late on a Monday night so that we can sort of cut down this Wednesday to be a lot more concise and just talk about the upcoming weekend. So I do want to thank everyone that made it. Any words of wisdom going into this weekend, Roots?
I just want to apologize to Latrell personally for the mean words
Here we
Bryce said to
go.
you.
Fucking
Like I had nothing to do with any of that, and that was all these
Mate.
two evil
backpedaling.
Hold on.
beings.
Hold on. Who brought up the KFC? Let's just
Yeah,
let's
dude.
just recap a little bit on the KFC.
He
Out of
just
pocket,
looks
mate.
like he
Out of
enjoys
pocket.
a zinger, mate.
B.
Oh,
He
he
does
Oh,
enjoy
that's
a zinger.
worse, mate.
Wow.
What are you doing? Stop.
Wow.
Stop.
Fuck.
Stop
Cut the
while-
cameras.
Stop while you're in. B, what you got, mate?
Up the waz.
Yeah.
Up the waz. That's all I've got, mate.
Have you
Fuck
got
the
a-
storm. Up the waz.
Have you actually got like a sexy Samoan or a tasty Toggen we should be watching this week?
Mate, I think Bunty.
Yeah, you said, but you like
I want to
his
stick
bun,
with
don't
Bunty.
you? Yeah.
I love the bun.
That's-
I really, really love the bun.
That's the hair bun you want to grab onto, right? Fucking bit of
Yeah,
range. Yeah, I got you, bro. It's all good. There's one for you, Eddie. Get your teeth into that, you can't. Right.
Up the waz.
Enjoy your weekend of rugby league, people. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen this week? Let's hope for some really good rugby league. Let's hope they go away from if you tickle someone in the chin with your pubic hair, you get a penalty and you get sent off. And hope we get some good rugby league. Thanks for listening. See you all next week.
See ya.